looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it. Yeah, round another, round another, round another, round another. Yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it. Yeah, reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it, and you know it. Praying to the Lord, have mercy, mercy. Show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh yeah. Speak through the mouth from my lips when I'm. Show me where you wanna go next, you know. Right away. Yeah. If you lost and you don't know where the truth at, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me read the line. Line it up, standing back to back. Kicking 9 down. Doctrine killer, hater stepping back. Captain Joel from the book. Yeah, the prophet's back. Officer Ahim. Yeah, that's Pepper Black. Officer LaCroix. Yeah, from way back. Minister of knowledge. Officer, just remember that. We gon' search the whole world. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Tell them you know. Tell them you know, oh yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it. Yeah, rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the. Yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it. Yeah, reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it, and you know it. Praying to the Lord, have mercy, mercy. Show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh yeah. Speak through the mouth from my lips when I'm. Show me where you wanna go next, you know. Right away. If you lost and you don't know where the truth at, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me read the line. Line it up, standing back to back. Kicking 9 down. Doctrine killer, hater stepping back. Captain Joel from the book. Yeah, the prophet's back. Officer Ahim. Yeah, that's Pepper Black. Officer LaCroix. Yeah, from way back. Minister of knowledge. Officer, just remember that. We gon' search the whole world. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Tell them you know. Oh yeah, yeah. Just tell them you know. Oh yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it. Rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it. Reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it, and you know it. Praying to the Lord, have mercy, mercy. Show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh yeah. Speak through the mouth from my lips when I'm. Show me where you wanna go next, you know, right away. If you lost and you don't know where the truth is, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me read the line. Line it up, send it back to back. Kicking 9 times, doctrine killer, hater stepping back. Captain Joel from the book, yeah, the prophet's back. Officer Ahim, yeah, that's Pepper Black. Officer LaCroix, yeah, from way back. Minister of knowledge, officer, just remember that. We gon' search the whole world, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh, 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 oh. Tell them you know. Tell them you know, oh yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it, yeah. Rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it, yeah. Reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it, and you know it. Praying to the Lord, have mercy, mercy. Show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh yeah. Speak through the mouth from my lips when I'm. Show me where you wanna go next, you know, right away. If you lost and you don't know where the truth is, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me read the line. Line it up, send it back to back. Kicking 9 times, doctrine killer, hater stepping back. Captain Joel from the book, yeah, the prophet's back. Officer Ahim, yeah, that's Pepper Black. Officer LaCroix, yeah, from way back. Minister of knowledge, officer, just remember that. We gon' search the whole world, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh, 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 oh. Tell them you know. Oh yeah, yeah. Just tell them you know. Oh yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it. Rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, rounding up the, yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it, yeah. Reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it, and you know it. Praying to the Lord, have mercy, mercy. Show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh me where you wanna go next, you know right away. If you lost and you don't know where the truth is, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me read the line. Line it up, standing back to back. Taking 9 times, doctrine killer, hater stepping back. Captain Joel from the book, yeah, the prophet's back. Officer Iuic, yeah, that's Pepper Black. Officer LaCroix, yeah, from way back. Minister of knowledge, officer, just remember that. We gon' search the whole world, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh, 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 oh. Tell them you know. Tell them you know, oh yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it, yeah. Rounding up the yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it, yeah. Reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it, and you know it. Praying to the Lord, have mercy. Show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh yeah. Speak through the mouth from my lips when I'm. Show me where you wanna go next, you know right away. Lost and you don't know where the truth is, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me read the line. Line it up, standing back to back. Taking 9 times, doctrine killer, hater stepping back. Captain Joel from the book, yeah, the prophet's back. Officer Iuic, yeah, that's Pepper Black. Officer LaCroix, yeah, from way back. Minister of knowledge, officer, just remember that. We gon' search the whole world, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh, 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 oh. Tell them you know, oh yeah, yeah, just tell them you know, oh Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it, yeah. Rounding up the yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know it, and you know it. Reading through the law to see, I gotta dot the I's, even cross the T's, and you know it, and you know it. Praying to the Lord, have mercy. Show me where you wanna go first, you know. Oh yeah. While I'm teaching to the people that's thirsty, searching for the truth that's hidden, you know. Oh yeah. Speak through the mouth from my lips when I'm. Show me where you wanna go next, you know right away. If you lost and you don't know where the truth is, looking all around but you don't know where to go. Well, we gon' show you the way. Okay, let me read the line. Line it up, standing back to back. Kicking 9 on, doctrine killer, hater stepping back. Captain Joel from the book, yeah, the prop is back. Officer Ahim, yeah, that's Pepper Black. Officer LaCroix, yeah, from way back. Minister of knowledge, officer, just remember that. We gon' search the whole world, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh, 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 oh. Tell them you know, oh yeah, yeah, just tell them you know, oh yeah. Rounding up the book to read, I gotta get them all looking overseas, and you know where. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our fathers going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Enemies are teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History, yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you know your history? History, yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our fathers going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Enemies are teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History, yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you know your history? History, yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey, shalom, shalom, Most High Christ bless y'all. You are now tuned into
our Hidden History radio show.
We're back.
All right.
Back.
All praises.
We're back.
Clap,
We're back.
clap.
What chapter are we in?
Oh, man.
Deek, we're on
25?
Already
24.
been obeyed.
24.
Chapter
24.
24. Chapter 24. You know, I don't keep track, man. I don't keep numbers. We're back, and we are now entering into our fall and our enemies' rise, leading up into today, the rise of Esau, Rome, the fall of the Moors. That's where we're at now. We're at the fall of the Moors and the rise of Esau, Rome. That's where we are now. We left off from how our forefathers were mixing around with Esau and so forth, their Edomite slaves, how they had children with them and so forth. I think Alfonso, his name was
Right, Alfonso.
Takfin. Takfin had a son named Ali. He had a son named Ali after his favorite Edomite wife.
Right.
And that's where he left off, with Israel intermingling with nations that hate them, as we are still doing today, out of ignorance, some of us woefully. So let's go to page. Let's go to Nature Knows No Color Line. Nature Knows No Color Line, and we're gonna go to page 62. No, 61. No. Matter of fact, hold on. We're gonna go to page 60 of Nature Knows No Color Line. Nature Knows No Color Line. Page 60. Let me see if that's what I want.
Very good book by J.A.R. Rogers.
Yeah.
That was a Jake brother who wrote this back in, I think, the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. Very, very good scholar.
Yes, he was.
He was Benjamin.
Was he?
He was Benjamin.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's from the West Indies.
Wow. I didn't know that one. So we're going to read a book from J. Rogers, Nature Knows No Color Line. We're going to read page 60, and we're going to start at where he talks about Alfonso, and we're going to end at governing class. In fact, we can read, she was the mother of his frizzly haired. It's referring to his Edomite slave/wife.
Yes, sir.
Start there.
She was the mother of his frizzly-haired son and successor, Ali.
Ali, right. That was Takfin's son. Go ahead.
Alfonso the Sixth, white Christian king, who was so often banned by Yusuf, took a Moorish wife, the lovely Zada, who was the mother of his favorite son, Sancho.
Sancho. Keep Sancho in mind. Keep Sancho in mind. Go ahead.
Abdul Aziz ibn Musa, says Freire, not only wedded the widow of King Rodrigo, but took many Christian virgins for his concubines.
So it says here that Abdul Aziz ibn Musa, says Freire, not only did he wed the widow of Roderick, I believe that's Roderick, the king that was unprepared, that king.
Right.
This Muslim took his wife. He took his wife from him and other Christian Edomite women as concubines. Go ahead.
On the other hand, Ramira, the second of Leon, fascinated by the Saracen maid of noble lineage.
Being a Negro woman, Israelite woman. Go ahead.
Undoubtedly, one of those who later became enchanted Moorish damsels.
Yeah, go ahead.
Slew his legitimate wife and married the exotic creature by whom he had numerous progeny.
Damn. So this Edomite, he a jungle fever boy. He's like, damn, she's mine. I'm going to kill my wife and keep this black woman.
Said exotic creature.
Exotic creature. And killed his own wife and had her. So you see a lot of mixing going on with the black woman and white men and the black men and white women. I told you before, I said it in class last night or last week. You're not going to have Israelite men marrying Edomite women and not have the other way around where black women aren't marrying white men. It's just going to happen. It's going to fall behind. It's going to happen. Read on. We're going to stop at governing class. Should we stop there?
Yeah,
keep going.
We're on the second paragraph.
Keep going.
Sancho the Eighth.
Remember Sancho, that goes back to Alfonso the Sixth. Go ahead. This is a Sancho. This is his descendants. Sancho's descendants. Go ahead.
Sancho the Eighth, Christian king, wished to marry one of the daughters of Yaqub el Mansur.
Yaqub el Mansur. Go ahead.
Yaqub el Mansur, whose mother, as was said, was a Negro, but Yaqub declined.
Nah, go ahead.
Abu Hassan Ali, the black sultan, whose mother was also a Negro slave.
So you had the Moors ruled over Spain. They were black sultans. Remember, we read earlier that it started off as an Arab Negro. Wait, Mike went out. You didn't hear me still?
Yeah, just a headset.
Oh, it started off as a Arab Moor conquest regime. Then it became full Moorish dominion. So these guys here, you're reading about Yaqub el Mansur, Abu Hassan Ali. These are our people. All right, go ahead.
But the black sultan, whose mother was also a Negro slave, had as his favorite wife Sham ed Dua, the morning sun, a beautiful white captive.
Damn, a beautiful white captive. Go ahead.
Of the three Moorish kings killed in the Battle of Alcazar in 1578, two were mulattoes and one an unmixed Negro.
See, you had three Moorish kings killed in Battle of Alcazar. In 1578, you had two mulattoes and one that was pure Negro. Go ahead.
Mulai Muhammad the Negro.
The Negro, because he was untouched, unmixed. Go ahead.
The whites thought marriage with the Moors an honor.
The whites thought marriage with the Moors was an honor.
Damn.
Honor. Go ahead.
Moors were then the foremost power in Europe.
Yes, we were. Go ahead.
They were the conquerors, and the whites the conquered.
That's why they had that bull run. That bull run symbolizes the rise and fall of the Moors. The Bull Run in Spain, the Bull Run in France symbolizes the rise and fall of the Moors, the Israelite Moors, Muslim and Judaic Moors. Go ahead.
In such a case, says Roy Nash, it would be an honor for the white to mate or marry with the governing class.
See that? It would be an honor for the white to mate or marry with the governing class. We were the governing class. See, back in the day when we ruled, it was when you married a black man or woman, that was considered you had status among Edomites. Now it's like, you married that, you can just have sex with niggas and that's it. Don't marry them. I showed you that last night. But them white women talk about they'll F a black man, but they damn sure ain't marrying them.
Damn.
That's why oftentimes you'll see a black man, when he marries a white woman, they all fat and hideous and soppy looking.
Yep.
When you see an Edomite man married to a white woman, she's bad.
Right.
Like that dude, what's his name? Robin Thicke.
Right.
And his wife is Paula Patton, the actress.
Right,
She's
yeah.
bad. Esau don't pick no busted black woman. You really see Esau unless it's the trash, this is that trailer trash. But you rarely ever see Edomite men, prominent Edomite men, or middle class white men or upper class white men marrying fat busted black women. It don't happen like that. Those are average. These are peons. They'll marry not so beautiful black women.
Right.
They do it, but black men get what we get what we can get. When we get status, we get the bad ones. But regular Negroes, nah.
They get the
Nah.
trash.
You get the trash. And it's rumored that when black men mess around white girls, the white men don't mess with them no more. A lot of white men go, you can have that one. If you mess with her, oh no, we good. Yeah, you go keep messing with niggas. We don't want you. You all stretched out, we good. Go on. We don't want you.
Dick, remember I used to tell you about this white boy in my job, right? The racist dude.
Right, yeah.
The other day, I was with him, working with him, right? I was like, oh man. He gave a joke. He says, you know what they say about once you go black? You know this.
Never go back.
Yeah, but I pretend I didn't know.
Yeah.
I said, no, what is it said? Once you go black, you're a single parent.
Oh man.
Dick, man, I was so fair. I'm like,
Once you go black, you're a single parent.
I was like,
Yo, Esau they be so slick and smooth with
Yep.
their racism.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta like, huh? What? You
Go
gotta try to
black,
catch you off
you're a
guard.
single parent. Oh man. Yo. I admire that, man. I admire an honest Edomite, man. I
Right.
love it. I love it. I love it. I wouldn't even offend me, man, because I admire the honesty. The ones that smile on your face are the ones that bother me.
I couldn't get that, man. I'm like, you kind of right. Right?
Damn.
I was like, damn.
But Deke, in the right after slavery, right after the emancipation and so forth, they put laws in place that you couldn't. During slavery, also, you could not marry. It was no interracial.
Right.
You know what I mean? They set laws in place where you were not to cross that line of marrying a Edomite or anything like that. Or you was going to be lynched or something like that.
Yeah,
So
anti-miscegenation laws.
Right.
Anti-miscegenation laws. Read the next paragraph, man. I know this is here. Read the next paragraph.
the Moors, like the Greeks and Romans,
Those are governing classes. The Greeks and Romans are ruling classes. Go ahead.
had a very low opinion of the whites to the north.
Damn.
Had they not beaten them often on the battlefield and with inferior numbers.
We did. We beat them. We beat them horribly
With less numbers.
with less numbers. Go ahead.
Aristotle, Cicero, Caesar, Tacitus, Constantine the Great, and St. Jerome hadn't thought much of them, and they hadn't probably advanced much in the 10th century since. Said of Andalusia, 1029 to 1071. Much in the thought Nordics no higher than the primitive blacks of the African
Let me
interior.
mix the words around. Said Andalusia, thought Nordics no higher than.
Said of Andalusia, 1029 to 1071, thought Nordics no higher than the primitive blacks of the African interior.
Damn.
He wrote, they are nearer animals than men. They are by nature unthinking, and their manners crude.
These are like low class Edomites. Go ahead.
Their bellies protrude. Their color is white, and their hair is long. In sharpness and delicacy of spirit, and in intellectual
Damn.
perspicacity, they are nil. Ignorance, lack of reasoning, power, and boorishness.
Are common among them. That's it. So he's going into other like low class Edomites he's talking about.
Damn, so we thought we looked at them as animals.
Right. Other Edomites looked at them that way from the north, and we did too, was what he's saying. These are the same ones that rule over us now. Same people. Let's go to page 62. The noble. And we're going to stop at such blood. No. Let's go to the seed. Go to the seed first. We'll go back to that again. Go to the seed. It was a great honor for whites to marry blacks because we were the governing class. We were the governing class. The seed, page 37.
All right, Israel, let's get those likes up. We got we got 5. We should have 581 likes at this moment. All right, let's get those likes up. Hit the like button. It only take a second.
Blow that up. Bring it down. Yep. Go ahead.
Many North Americans profess horror at the intermarriage of white and colored types, which is so common in South America.
Right, because so many North Americans, white folks, profess the horror at the intermarriage of white and colored types, which is why I said earlier they had anti-miscegenation laws. Go ahead.
Mark well, then, that the first contact of the Portuguese and...
I'm sorry. This took place common in South America where you had blacks and whites intermingling. Go ahead. Mark well,
then, that the first contact of the Portuguese and Spanish with a darker-skinned people was the contact of the conquered with their brown-skinned conquerors.
We just read that in J. Rogers' book, that the whites were the conquered, the blacks were the conquerors. Go ahead.
And the darker man was the more cultured.
The darker man was the more cultured,
more learned,
more understood, more wisdom, more wise,
more artistic,
more creative, more inventive. Go ahead.
He lived in the castles.
We lived in the castles. Go ahead.
And occupied the towns.
The towns are ours. Go ahead.
He was the rich man.
We were the rich.
And the Portuguese became serfs upon his land.
They were the bums. They were the poor. They were the slaves, the Slavs. Go ahead.
Under such conditions, it would be deemed an honor for the white to marry or mate with the governing class.
With the what?
It would be deemed an honor for the white to marry or mate with the governing class. The brown man instead of the reverse.
See that? Instead of the reverse. That's why we read earlier that one sultan was like, hell no, I want you to marry my daughter. No. So it was an honor to marry us. Whereas we read last night, the white girls was like, hell no, I'll F one, but I damn sure ain't marrying one. They too easy, they're easy. And they're puppets, they're weak. They have low self-esteem. These are the white girls talking among themselves. And you got Israel pushing marrying them. I don't understand that one.
But that's where it came from, the low self-esteem.
Yeah, low self-esteem, low self-worth,
Yeah,
and the hatred of your own women.
Yep.
The hatred of your own women. Or either that or the lack of testicular fortitude to handle your own women.
Right.
It's one or the other. You're just weak. You can't handle women. So page 62, with and end at, with, what am I saying with for? Page 62, the noble and end at such blood.
The noble families in Portugal, as in Spain, that absorbed the blood of the Iuic or the Moor were innumerable. Mm-hmm. Some of the knights who, in the wars of reconquest, distinguished themselves most by the Moor killing ardor of their Christianity, had such blood.
Stop. Read it again. Some of the knights.
Some of the knights who, in the wars of reconquest,
in the wars of the reconquest, meaning when the Edomites took back over Spain, they started to win back Spain and Portugal. Go ahead.
distinguished themselves most by the Moor killing.
Remember, the Moor killing goes back to what? Matamoros. Matamoros. Or Mata Judeos. Or Judios. Which one is that now? Judios. All right. Mata Judios. Go ahead.
Most by the Moor killing order of their Christianity had such blood.
So, what are we reading here? We're reading that you had conquistadors with Negro blood in them. These are tares. These are, so the children of our own children, whether black father and white mother or vice versa, we're helping destroy us.
The hell is this?
We're helping to overthrow us during the reconquest. I call them mixed nuts. That's what I call them. You got a bunch of Israel or mutts. You got Israelites that were Jake, but their father and Edomite mother, but they sided with the Edomite side. Or you had Edomites with black mothers, and they were their true selves, because you are what your father is. But I'm showing you that when our forefathers in Spain and Portugal were intermingling with these women, their own children helped overthrow them. There was no loyalty, because these are confused babies. That's why Ezra said in Nehemiah, yo, just get rid of them and start again. Because these kids is all they were raised by their mothers. So I'm pretty sure a lot of these kids that were doing that, it was instilled in them by their Edomite mothers, their Slav mothers. That's what was happening here. So during the reconquest of Spain, you had Edomites and you had mulattoes with Edomite fathers, or vice versa, Edomite mothers helping to overthrow their own people. Okay? That's what you're reading here. Read it again. It says the wars of reconquest.
It says
Some of the knights.
the knights who, in the wars of reconquest, distinguished themselves most by the more killing ardor of their Christianity, had such blood.
Go ahead.
Of the Count of Coimbra, Don Senato. The chronicles tell us he was of mixed blood, of Christian and Moor,
White and black. Go ahead.
and that he was a vizier among the Saracens.
He was the governor of the Muslims. He was a freaking governing class. Go ahead.
Another mixed blood, Dom Fiefs, Saracen,
Saracen.
became a member of the Christian nobility by marrying a Mendes de Braganza.
I mean, he married an Edomite woman. These are sellouts. Go ahead. So I said such blood, right? We'll stop right there.
Yes, sir.
So now, most sides say love your own, marry your own. I'm not saying that our own people weren't sellouts with black parents, but I'm just showing you the confusion that it created in doing it.
Right.
Let's get Revelation 13 and 1. Revelation 13 and 1. We're going to take it real slow today. Real slow.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
So he saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Who are the 7 heads and 10 horns? This is referring to Babylon the Great. That's what this beast is. This is Babylon the Great, which goes into America. The 7 heads and 10 horns. Who are the 7 heads? He starts off with Spain, Portugal. You have, Spain, Portugal, Greece. Damn, hold on a second. I'm in the right order. Hold on. Do the right order. I want to set in the right order. The right order. So that way, there's no confusing it. 1 second.
Deke, you want me to give it a go, Deke?
Yeah, go ahead if you want.
All right. Greece, Rome,
Yeah,
Spain, France,
Germany,
Russia, and Great Britain.
Yeah.
Right, that's it. That's the proper order.
Right.
Spain, so Greece, Rome, Spain, France, Germany, Russia, and Britain is the 7th head. 7th, all right? So read again.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns.
The 10 horns. The 10 horns is the EU, the European Union. That's the 10 horn. That is the 10 horns, the EU, from which America derives. Because a part of the EU, Britain is part of the EU. When they did leave, it was a Brexit, they did leave, but they were initially part of the EU. And America descends from Britain. That's why America refers to Britain as mother country. That's why we speak English, because America is a derivation of Britain. That's why you have like New Amsterdam, New Jersey, New York. These are Britain.
Right.
So they say new because they said, the hell with you. We're going to do a new Britain, New York, New Jersey, New Amsterdam. Everything's new. New this, new
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. They all go back to Britain. These are basically British people branched off from other Brits and started their own thing. That's all America is. Okay? America is Britain's baby. That's all it is. Okay? So America is of the seventh head. America is part of the EU. All right? So read again. The top.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns,
Go ahead.
and upon his head the name of blasphemy.
The names of blasphemy. The names of blasphemy. Go ahead.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority.
So at this point, it says you had 10 crowns, meaning each of these European unions had a time where they ruled. France ruled at a certain point in time. Greece, Rome, they all ruled. Britain ruled. It says 10 crowns. And it says, and upon his head the name of blasphemy, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. And his feet, read verse 2 again, I'm sorry.
Verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
So why is he giving these different descriptions of this beast regarding these animals? Because the leopard represents Greece. When you read Daniel 7, each of the 4 beasts, which represent the time of the Gentiles, had an animal attribute attributed to them or given to them. So the leopard was the Greeks. That was the 3rd beast. Then it says feet of a bear. The bear was Persia. That's the 2nd beast in Daniel 7. And it says mouth as a lion. The lion was Babylon. Okay? So this is what this beast did was this beast took all the ancient empires and civilizations and merged them into itself. America is a mixture of every captivity Israel has underwent. America is a mixture of Egypt, adopted Egypt into itself, which is not part of the 4 beasts, but has Egypt within itself. Okay, that's why America has the pyramid in the back of the dollar bill. That's why America has the obelisk, the Washington Monument. They have an obelisk in the Vatican, Rome, and they have an obelisk in Central Park in New York. They have all these Egyptian symbolism going on and they have the eye of Ra, I believe, or Horus, whatever, also in the dollar as well, because America has the attribute of Egypt within itself. Even the way they have Abraham Lincoln in the Washington with the Capitol, the way he's sitting down is how Pharaoh sits down.
Right.
Right.
Abraham Lincoln.
The monument.
The monument. Lincoln Monument, I believe. Lincoln
Yes,
Memorial,
yes,
whatever.
Lincoln Monument.
Like a monument.
You have him sitting the way Pharaoh sit down. He's sitting in the chair like this. It's the same thing. Okay? Then you have Assyria, which is still Babylon. America adopted Babylon into itself. The Babylonian New Year's, Babylonian Christmas, all the pretty much everything Babylon is here. Confusion. Then you have America represents it's Christian / democracy. It's like Republican democracy. That's a dual rulership, like Medo-Persia. It's a dual entity where it has duality within it. Republican, Democrat. That's duality. Likewise, Persia was a duality. Medo-Persian Empire, Persian-Medo Empire as duality. And they also gave you liberty to be there. You had freedom of religion in Persia. You have freedom of religion. Everyone could be whatever they want to be, have their own gods. It was very, very liberal in Persia. And America got that liberalism nonsense from the Persian Empire. Then you have, of course, the Greeks. Alexander the Great. Democracy was born in Athens, Greece. Okay? Democracy was born in Athens, Greece, and Rome adopted it as well, and those two eventually merged together and became the Greco-Roman Empire because they're the same people. So they adopted the democracy, but also had a Roman monarchy on top of that. Because America is an empire as Rome was. The Rome was a republic as America is a republic. Okay? So read again, verse 2 from the top.
Verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard,
Like Greece,
and his feet were as the feet of a bear,
like Persia.
and his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
He spoke bold like Nebuchadnezzar, as bold as a lion on Babylon. Go ahead.
And the dragon gave him his power.
The dragon is the devil. The dragon is the devil. Now, you may ask, so how so? I'm going to explain. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Watch this. Watch this. What the hell is this? Hold on. Watch this.
So what Deke is bringing out is heavy because you got what you wanted.
Yeah, I got what I wanted.
Oh,
America was founded allegedly in 1776. America is 245 years old. America isn't even 300 years old yet. It's not even three. America is 2 centuries and a half old. Not even a half. 2 centuries old. That's very, very young. Now, you may say, well, so what? America, within the 200 years, every 200 years, America evolves. I mean, every few years, America evolves. Technologically, she evolves. Let's start off with the radio. There was no TV. It was just radio. Then they came with the television. Then they came, I'm just skipping ahead. Then they had the TV, black and white. Then they added color. Then when they went to the moon, because some of y'all will fight and say they never landed on the moon, they went to the moon. I assure you they went to the moon. I assure you they went to that moon. And when they got there, they didn't like they didn't like what or who they saw when they got up there.
Right.
I'm gonna put it that way. When they got up there, they were told, "Don't come up here again." They said you were allowed to come up here 6 times. And after that, don't come up here again. But that's another. We're gonna touch on that when we do our 60s segment after this. We're gonna deal with that moon landing.
You got to bring that out, Deke.
We're gonna
That's
go
be
into
crazy.
that
That's
in a
gonna be
lot of
crazy
detail
right
with that. But that moon landing was in high def, HD. This is before it was any HD. That moon landing was in HD.
1969.
The technology we have today, the cell phones, that's garbage, or that's leftovers. The technology that the government has, whatever's outdated, they give to the people. So right now we have 5G. Right now, that's garbage because they have 9G over there, technology. So America's 245 years old. America was able to, the dragon gave him his power. I'm done with that. Dragon gave him his power. 1940, Manhattan Project.
Yes, sir. 1945.
1945, you had Einstein discovered the theory of relativity, I believe. Is it?
I think it. Yes, sir. Went into like physics and
Physics, metaphysics, and so forth on how to split atoms.
Right.
How to split atoms. Now, can you see atoms?
No.
Hell no.
No, you cannot see atoms. Do they exist? Yes, they do. But can you see them? No. So Esau figured out atoms. Then he figured out if you split them, it creates a chain reaction, and a destructive chain reaction. So E equals MC squared, all that other stuff. Then Oppenheimer came behind Einstein, and they created what is called, they realized nuclear fission. Nuclear fission is what was pretty much instituted to create the bombs we know of today, nuclear warheads. That's 1945. Then after that, they went into space. They figured out the technology necessary to go into space. Who? There's a show that came out called Strange Angel.
right.
The founder of astrophysics or rocket technology, I forgot his name. He was heavily into the occult. They worshipped Dilemma. Dilemma is an ancient Egyptian mysticism founded by a man named Aleister Crowley.
Yep.
Aleister Crowley. the founder of rocket science was a follower of that religion, of Egyptian mysticism, the Aeon of Horus, the Aeon. He had a bunch of books. Him and his wife were high class white families, and they were allowed to enter into the places of Egypt that niggas ain't allowed to go into. You Egyptologist Negroes can't go in them places that them white folks are allowed to go. And they found things in there. They found things. Okay? And that mysticism, that witchcraft, gave that man, if I got his name, hold on a second.
It's Jack something.
Jack, hold on. Look at his name. One second. Strange Angel. His name was Jack Parsons. 1930s. Okay? Jack Parsons is his name. Jack Parsons. Hold on a second. I'm going to tell you who he is. Y'all can look this up. There's a show called Strange Angel based upon him. His name is Jack Whiteside. Hold on. Redside. Parsons was an American rocket engineer, chemist, and the Thelemite occultists. Associated with the California Institute of Technology, Parsons was one of the principal founders of both Jet Propulsion and Laboratory and Aerojet Engineering Corporation. He is the one who discovered how to bring a rocket into space. Him and somebody else. He was involved in the Egyptian occult. He was a follower of Aleister Crowley, who was known to be the most wicked man on the earth.
Hey, Deke, man, this wasn't no normal math that he was dealing
No,
with.
it
This
was
ain't
not.
no algebra,
No.
no trigonometry. This is some real demon, witchcraft, math, or whatever the case is to figure these things
When you
out.
watch that show, I think season 1, episode like 1 to 4, because it gets weird. It starts to get weird. I started watching, it got weird. He had like visions of seeing his father. He had visions of the rocket on the moon. His father says, "Yes, you do this," before he even does it. Okay, the man that he's talking to, man he's talking to in the show, like his mentor. The rocket kept crash. It kept blowing. It would either blow up or crash. So he was trying to figure out how to keep the fuel from leaking. So him and the guy, this guy moves next door to him, and he goes when his father when he was younger, Jack Parsons' father had a notebook, and he was telling his son, you know, if you talk to the devil, you just got to knock on the door and he'll answer to you. Wow. Something like that. And the guy that moved next door to him, he knew that. He said, "How do you know when my father told me when I was young?" He started laughing because he's a devil.
Damn.
So then you can watch it. So then the guy that's a Thelemite, first to introduce him to the occult, he jumps in somebody's pool. He goes, "Yo, man, do what you want to do. Do what thou wilt." And he's in the pool and he's swimming, and Jack Parsons falls behind him in the pool in somebody else's backyard. So he's like, "Yo, man," he grabs Jack Parsons and starts like drowning him. So Jack Parsons like, "Yo," like he's struggling. And as he's struggling and the white guy's holding him in the water, he starts seeing bubbles. He starts having visions. He starts seeing bubbles, and the bubbles are like flowing up. Then he lets him up. He punches the guy in the face. But then he realized, as he's underwater drowning, the guy's laughing like, "You understand now?" He gave him an idea on how to keep the fuel from leaking, based upon drowning him in the. That show was crazy.
Oh man,
Damn.
Deke, so when we start, what season should we stop?
Season 1, and then just kind of leave it alone. Because I said, "No, this is getting too much for me. I can't. It's too much demons." But the point is that when you watch that show, it gives you an idea as to how this man is able to go up there to the space in space. What gave him the technology to build the suit? How do you know what suit to use?
Right.
How do you know how do you know much oxygen he needed?
Right.
How do you know what metals to use for the ship? How do you know how long it would take to get up there? Now, what he did not know is how to land back on Earth. We taught them that. Hidden Figures. We taught them how to land.
Sisters.
Sisters taught them how to land. Sisters, walking computers, sisters. Taught them how to land back. How to get there, they figured out. Right. How to land back was the problem. We gave them that. Right. We gave them that understanding. We gave them the math on how to land back. Right. But to get up there, Satan had them. Satan got them. Nuclear technology, Satan. Listen, let me explain something to y'all very carefully. There's a very thin line between technology and sorcery. Very thin. In fact, it's just very one and the same. Me being able to do this, doing this, that's sorcery. That's not normal.
FaceTime.
Sending a text, it's not normal.
Can't see it.
You can't see where it goes. Wi-Fi, not normal. Not. Reason why we're used to it is because we're raised in it.
Right.
Because I'm an 80s baby. We didn't have no cell phones. I was used to grabbing a phone and doing this. You gotta go down, all of that. Or big, or my grandmother was real old.
Rotary phone.
My grandmother was rotary phone. Right. My grandmother was really old. Her eyes are bad, so they had big buttons. And she, you press, you couldn't miss the buttons. The buttons was like this big, because she had bad eyes. But I grew up in an era where you put the TV on, you turn the TV on, like you pull it, pop, you pull it like that, and it come on.
Right.
And you gotta fix the antenna. I grew up in that era. Cell phones was this big, you pull the thing up. I grew up in that era. You guys, 90s, y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Cassette tapes from recording.
VH.
The little small cassette tapes.
VHS.
Not VHS. That ain't VHS. No, that's VCRs.
Oh, you talking about the call ID?
I call her ID either. Before that, yeah, answer machines.
Right. Okay,
I'm before caller ID. We had voice answer machines where the phone will ring a certain amount of times. Then the thing clicks on, the tape starts spinning, and leave a message. And you got to turn the tape over so they can talk over. You can't delete it. Right. You had to turn it over.
Right.
Cassette tape, if you want to cassette tape, you put the cassette tape in the radio, you hit play and record at the same time to record the radio. Then later on we got CDs. Then you got CD players.
Right.
Then you got Jeep protection. If you shook it, it wouldn't. You had Kobe CD players. You would skip. It was terrible. Then they had Sony. Then you had Iowa. I'm just telling you that every 10 or so years, the technology increases.
Even what you saying about the telephones that we used to with the circle on it.
Right, rotary phone.
Even those were all we knew that was coming through the power lines. Right. We knew, okay, there's a telephone pole out there. We know where that's coming from. Today, this cell phone here, we don't know where nothing is going.
Mm-hmm.
To show you that they're involved to the point where you just can't.
You don't know. You just got it.
And also,
you just making a phone call.
And Dick, I don't know if you remember before flip phone, you used to watch Star Trek.
Right.
Remember they used to always put a phone and flip it and beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah.
Technology way before.
Right.
They bring that out. So meaning that, like you said earlier, we get the leftovers.
Right.
Whatever technology that they already invented, they perfected it.
Right.
And then we get the
leftovers. Right.
Man, they got radars where they can see in your house now. Like,
yep.
And that's how they're able to track you, or if your movement, everything you say.
That's why you guys with this microchip stuff, you're retarded. The microchip doctrine's retarded because he so want to see you, he see you. Mm-hmm. That movie Eagle Eye, that was one of the most amazing movies ever made.
Love that movie.
Regarding technology.
Yep.
That's why I said the dragon. I mean, we're still dealing with verse 2. We can do this all night. But the dragon, it says the dragon gave him his power. Satan rules here. This is Satan's seat. This is Satan's seat. And the technology here is the most advanced. Russia, too. That's still Edom. That's still the same people. That's part of the 7 horns. 10 European EU. It's all the same. These European unions are they're like rivaling brothers. That's all it is. You think they're all enemies and they're fighting? That's TV. They all know who the enemy is. That's us. They all bicker. It's like a family. It's like a dysfunctional family. But when it comes to us, they're all on one accord. They're all on one accord. Not just Edom, but all the nations. Period. So read verse 2 again.
Verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat and great authority.
The dragon gave him his seat, gave him his power, his nuclear power, his military power, his spiritual power. You can't fight this man. You got black folks saying, we're going to buy some guns. You can't fight this man since the devil gave him his power. The power this man has, I'm going to be blunt with you. The power the so-called white man has on a national scale, international scale, is supernatural. Metaphysical. It's not normal.
The hell is this?
The technology that we have today is supernatural. The movie Thor, he says on our realm, we call it magic. On Earth, you call it science. That's what he said.
Damn.
Verbatim. Because Esau know that science and sorcery, go hand in hand. Rocket science is sorcery. Nuclear energy is sorcery. Who sits down and thinks of atoms? Who does that? Okay, yeah, these atoms, if I split them, they'll cause a chain reaction. Then, not only that, they made these bombs, then they made it stronger. Every 10 years, it's just stronger. You have bombs right now. That's why I say bomb shelter. Listen, let me tell you right now. Don't bother. They have bombs that can destroy lands off the earth. Not as in it burns exactly. Not as in it burns like a bomb drops and you see people, it's burnt land. No. Nuclear bombs today don't burn. They erase. It erases things. That's why they try their best to avoid nuclear war. Because Esau knows if we use our bombs, there'll be loss on both ends. There is no winning for either side. There's no winning. That's like nuclear war is like a last resort. That's like everyone, you've reached your pinnacle. You're at the precipice. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Hey, Dick, you got your Oppenheimer and your Einstein today, Elon Musk.
Yes, Iron Man today. Iron Man. Yep.
Iron Man. Whatever.
Tony Stark.
They just landed a rover or something on Mars, man.
Yeah.
Letting you know who doing space travel.
Dan Channel Negroes doing it. Negroes can't even land. People can't even land a job. They don't land on Mars.
Right.
Hey, Dick, you got Isaiah 54:16?
We can get that. We can get it.
So Dick was saying they got that erase lands. The Bible call it the waster.
Right.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 54 and verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth with the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument from his work. And I have created the waster to destroy.
Right. But the point I want to do it. Read verse read from the top again.
Verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith.
The smith. A smith back then, you had a swordsmith back then. They would mold the weapons. They put it in the fire. They hit the metal. They cling. You watch the movies. Cling. They bend it. They hit it with the mallet or what do you call it?
The blacksmith.
The hammer, whatever they use. A hammer. They bang it so they can mold it. Put it in the water.
They form it to a weapon.
Form it to a weapon.
Right.
That's a smith, a swordsmith, weaponsmith, swordsmith. But today, they don't do that now. Now today, smith is a scientist. The smith is the scientist. Read again.
Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
Right, they put the sword in the fire to mold the metal. Go ahead.
And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
After it's done, go ahead.
And I have created the waster to destroy.
I have created the waster to destroy. Read verse 17.
Verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise up against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord.
Why is the Lord saying that? Because when Esau try to come against us, when we start ruling again, it ain't going to work. Nothing will work. You're going to be Esau's worst nightmare, a nigga you can't kill. That's what we're going to be. We're going to be walking Candyman all over the earth.
Right. Bring it out.
Without the hook, without the honey, without the bees, that's going to be us on the earth.
Terrifying again.
Spiritual power.
Spiritual power. That's what Christ said. Give me Isaiah 47. This is the reason why I said earlier, this man's power is supernatural. He goes, we're going to get guns. Oh, okay. Get a gun.
What happened to the Panthers?
Yeah, Isaiah 47 and 3.
Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 3.
Read verse 1 first.
Verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Be overthrown. Go ahead.
Sit on the ground. There is no throne.
Power's over. Your power's gone. Go ahead.
O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
This Babylon is the same Babylon in Revelation 13 and 11 and 17. Go ahead.
Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks and make bare the leg. Uncover thy thigh. Pass over the rivers.
So he's saying, don't pretend to be some virgin, some pure, holy woman. America's not pure. She's not holy. She ain't innocent. Don't pretend to be. Uncover your shame. Show us your shame. Watch verse 3.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
The world's going to see what you really are, a wicked empire. Go ahead.
Yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Everyone shall see you overthrown, be conquered. Watch this.
I will take vengeance and will not meet thee as a man.
Hear what Christ said? How we know it's Christ? Read the next verse.
As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel.
So he says, I will take vengeance. Our Redeemer will take vengeance, and I will not meet you as a man. You cannot fight America as a mere man. You got to be something else to beat this man. You cannot be anything. You have to be something else entirely to fight this man today. Because you can't be a mortal man. That's why I said the dragon gave him his power. The devil gave him his power. The devil is an angel. Only an angel could be an angel. Spiritual power against spiritual power. That's what it means. I don't understand that. Oh, we're going to overthrow the government. No, you're not doing a damn thing. Go back to Revelation 13. Revelation 13 again.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority.
Power on the earth. The dragon gave him his power on the earth. Go ahead.
And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death.
Talking about Rome. His head is referring to Rome. Go ahead.
And his deadly wound was healed.
And when Rome fell, and it rose again. Understand, when you examine the history of the Moors, we reigned from 711 to 1492. When we ruled as over the Roman Empire, we reigned from 193 to 1453. We were overthrown May 14th, 1453 by Muslims, by the Turks under Mehmet I. So we lost Rome entirely to the the white Arabs, Mehmet I in 1453. That marked the end. Then 1453, then 1492, which is like 40 years later,
Right.
we lost Spain and Portugal. We're leading up to that now, but I'm showing you the turnaround. We lost Britain, we started losing Russia, we lost Spain, we lost Portugal, we started losing. Israel wasn't conquered just this is one side of Europe. We started losing all of Europe around that time. Constantinople, okay, which was Istanbul, and then from there, Spain, Portugal, we started losing lands piece by piece. So from like 1400s, it marked the end. Remember, after that, 1492, what happened? He came to this side of the world and conquered us on this side. So the 1400s is the turnaround. Okay, from being a
Renaissance.
Renaissance, or the Reconquista.
All Israel started being taken down.
We started losing, right? The last stronghold we had was Russia. That was the last. After Russia, it was over. After Russia, it was a wrap. That was the last place. Jake was like the 1700s. You had Jake with some status. Then it was a wrap. Russia was the last to go. I believe it was the last to go.
Like in Othello.
Right, Othello, the last Moor, right? But that's based upon the last of the Moors in Spain and so forth. But that's an example. But let's read on. Verse 3.
Verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed.
And he rose again. The reconquest. Go ahead.
And all the world wondered after the beast.
Because remember, paleo. These guys are in caves.
Right.
I showed you the caves last week. They're buried. These men are buried in those. They're buried in those caves. They had hair all over. They didn't wash. They were base.
With a population of 40.
With a population of 30 men and 10 women. They were living in Khazars, in Caucasus Mountains. Or in the same time. I did a class called Edom, The Rise and Fall of an Imposter. Watch that video. It ties into this class perfectly regarding where Esau was around the same time. Around the time when we took over Spain and Portugal, we were converting the Edomites over there in Russia and Germany. Khazars. We were converting them to Judaism. And then when 1453 took place, we started to lose. These men rose up and became us. They became Jews. Then they conquered us over here and became the Christians. We were the Christians. So I'm showing you the domino effect. That's what the Lord said. Don't trust your enemy. Don't mix with them. Don't teach them anything. We were doing the exact opposite.
Now they whitewash everything.
Now they whitewash everything. Yep. And they leave slight reminders to keep in mind, never again. Mm-hmm. Keep those Moorheads in Europe. Keep them up. Keep those churches of the black prophets in Russia. Keep them up to remind us who these guys are and why it's important to keep them where we have them.
Hey, Diggin, that's why you will never see a black caveman in history books.
No, never. Never see a black caveman ever, ever, ever. Ever. We were the learned, we were the cultured, we were the artistic, we were the governing class. Always.
Yeah, we shall be once again.
We shall be once again, that's right. So now,
hallelujah.
wounded to death. So now, let's go to more history. Get me the Reconquista, Wikipedia. Now we're going to get into the fall. The Reconquista. Matter of fact, before we even go there, I want to use this book you guys helped us to get. Jews, Visigoths, and Muslims. Jews, Visigoths, and Muslims in Medieval Spain by A.M. Roth. Okay, Brill Books. All right. Jews, Visigoths, which is Edomites, and Muslims, Moors and Jews are the same thing, in medieval Spain. Okay? Book's very hard to get. If you can get it, you get it. I want to go to page by Norman Roth. I mean, it's a so-called. I wrote this. Let's get page page 15. You got page 15? No? All right, so get 36 then. It's all right. The bishop used this in Child Tuesdays. Shout out to the bishop. He brought this book out first. I'm just pretty much showing again what he showed months ago in his Shout Out Tuesday classes. He used this book, and I ran and got it. What? They didn't take a picture of this?
Page 15. They can take a picture. You want it? They can take a picture of it real quick. Unless you don't. Sorry.
Page 36. That's all right. That's okay. Yeah, I thought it's all right. Get page 36. The Jews being black, that's a dead horse, man. We can beat that so many times. I'm not going to go into that again. But it shows that the curse of Ham was in reference to the Jews. That's what it's saying. The curse of Ham, blackness, was reference to the Jews in this book. So the writer knows that the Jews are black in this book as well, but he says it in an indirect way. So page 36, to show how the Muslims, if you look at the background here, on my right, that's a Moor right there. You see how he's dressed right there, looking right there. You see him right there. That's a brother Moor right there. How they dress and so forth. Remember the book I brought out before? The book that I brought out before, it says that the Muslims that came to conquer Spain, they were consanguineous to the Jews that were already being oppressed by the Visigoths in Spain. So the Moors, which were Muslim, still maintained Judaic practices while they were under Islam. Okay? So, and consanguineous means they were blood related. They were the same
right.
lineage. So when you read about Moors or Muslims and Jews, it's the same people. That's my point. They're the same people. Saracens, same people.
Even when during the reconquest, Esau didn't look at us no different. We was the same. They treated us the same. We got expelled together. All of that.
Difference is that the Edomites found that Judaism was more of a threat than Islam. So the Moors who were Islamic got conquered later on because that religion wasn't as threatening as true Christian doctrine or true Judaism. I'm going to show that today too.
Because they know once Israel keep the laws, the Most High is going to fight for us. When you read in Judith 5.
Right.
So they make sure that, you know what, these black people, these niggas are the threats. You know, the Muslims are not they're not a threat.
Yep. So page 36. And we want, do
y'all have it?
they have page 36. Page 36. They should have that one.
They saying they don't have it.
36? You didn't give it to them?
I gave him the book, but I gave him the page that you they should have it. I gave it to him.
36. I said page 167.
I think I gave him 167.
Let me take a picture.
All right. So page 36. I want that first.
While they doing that, like
No. What page you have? Well, get there. Get that. Get page 15 also. Page 15 too.
understand, we never learned our lesson as a people, even when we was ruling. Because we always, remember, I forgot what book it was we brought out, but we always had compassion for the enemy.
War of the Jews.
So, right, War of the Jews. So we always had, even though we overthrew Esau, we still kept them close by. We still kept them next to us. They was in our armies.
Married them.
Right, married them.
Oh, yeah, the armies. El Cid. Yeah,
That's why, all right.
You gonna go into that?
That's what I wanted to bring out. But
Okay,
because
yeah.
I wanted, if we can get Sirach, while we waiting, Sirach 12.
10, yeah.
Because we always kept these people next to us, man, thinking they was our friends. And Esau the whole time, all they doing is waiting to overthrow us. They waiting for us to slip. You know, that was their point. That's all they was there for. But we had that compassion for them. Okay, we let them. Matter of fact, we let them keep their even though he's ruling over them, we let them keep their religion. We let them practice their religion. We let them practice their laws. We let them be free, do whatever they wanted. You know, so think about it. If you're gonna let an Edomite in your circle or another nation in your circle, you think they ain't gonna be intel for their own people? Okay, so what Deke is about to bring out about El Cid, he was one of them that we had in our army and so forth. He was close to the king and all, and he rose to the ranks. Okay, when we was ruling.
El Cid was a mercenary that we hired to fight and help us kill off the Edomites, the Visigoths. He was a mercenary for hire, an Edomite, a very tough Edomite, very tough. And the Moors, we hired him to help us overthrow
His
the
people.
different strongholds of Spain and Portugal that they had possession of. So then when we start the fall and the Edomites gained pieces of dominion, they hired him again to fight against us. And he started killing us. His name is El Cid. And notice that's the term the Moors called him, El Cid. Because the term El, the Spanish language that Edomites speak today, has elements of Arabic in it. Like the word El, that's Arabic. It's not Spanish.
Right.
El is Arabic. Like Al Elah, El Elah, Al El, it's the same. It's the same.
Even though this is sidebar, but the word almanac, that's Arabic.
Right, almanac, yes. And we made the almanac.
Right.
That came from us.
Came from
Almanac
us.
came from us. I should bring that book out too, but the Moors, the knowledge we had, damn. You have it in there?
This might be it right here.
You sure? Is that volume? Well, open and see if I wrote it down. Open the page to see. To show how advanced we were. Since we're going at it. Before we go into being conquered, let's go into our accomplishments. Is it in there? Right there. What page is it? What's it say? Right there, the page. What is it there?
That's 339.
What does it say?
Now I just said Esau in the caves. Let me see. Got some good stuff in here.
Science is not witchcraft. I'm going to say, oh, science, no, it's not. If you can change a man into a woman, that's witchcraft. Okay? If you can turn a woman into a man, that's witchcraft. That's science. That's medical science. Okay? To go into a woman's womb and take a baby out piece by piece, that's sorcery. Okay? You know, some of y'all are slow. Oh, no, it's not. Science is not witchcraft because you're a retard. You don't understand. You don't have common sense. To take a man's rod and you cut it down the middle and peel it back like a banana and fold it into a vagina, or take a woman's clitoris and turn it into a penis, that's witchcraft. That's not normal. Okay? I just want you to understand that. There's nothing normal about turning one gender into something else. It's still a man regardless. What they can't do is give the man ovaries. They can't do that. So regardless of it's externally it's a female, but internally it's still a man. Still got man strength. Still got male chromosomes. You can't change all of that. It's all a facade. It's a show. It's a costume. Basically, it's a costume. Okay, sorcery. Give a woman pills so she can't get pregnant. Sorcery. Birth control is sorcery.
Make a woman grow beard?
Right, sorcery.
Crazy.
Oh, GMOs, sorcery. Okay?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're trying to do that too. Trying to get a man pregnant.
They're trying to.
I'm pretty sure they're trying to do that.
They're trying to. Cloning, sorcery. Y'all keep playing around if y'all want to. Y'all keep playing child play dumb if you want to. You found it, Jess? Give me Daniel 12 and 4. Daniel 12 and 4 real quick. Daniel 12 and 4. We'll go El Cid in a minute.
The book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the word, seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Knowledge what?
And knowledge shall be increased.
You know what the word knowledge means? It means science.
Right.
Verbatim. It literally means science. Okay? It says science here. It says Latin, city, to know. Scientia, science. Middle English, denoting knowledge. From Old French, Latin, scientia. From sire, know. So the word science literally means knowledge. So it says knowledge shall be increased. It means science shall be increased. Technology will be increased. And do you read 12 and 4 again?
But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the end, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Knowledge shall be increased. So the word of God was sealed, but now it's being open to us. It's being open to our people as we wake up. It's being open to us, and within that time, the knowledge increases. The knowledge of who we are and the Bible's understanding is increased. Science increases also, because the word of God has to be able to spread all over the world. It has to be able to spread over. That's why you have internet now. We can go on YouTube. This is an example of the word spreading. The internet, YouTube, social media, radio shows, YouTube. All that goes into the knowledge being used, science being used to spread this knowledge across the world. Not only do evangelism, us doing evangelism, traveling, but the word is traveling itself through science, through technology. So when he so uses science for wickedness, the Most High takes it and uses it for good. All right? Knowledge, technology will be increased as this truth grows. Y'all got it?
It wasn't here deep, but I found something else though.
You did? All right.
That would suffice.
Okay, let's get that. You sent it to him?
Yes, sir. You getting it now?
'Cause I know the word almanac is in that book. Isn't it in this book? Is it not in this one?
It's in there. I was looking for it, but
It should be in there.
I have something else.
It's in volume 2. I have both volumes.
He got it right here.
Oh, you got it? I know it's in there.
Take a picture of
Officer Jez, did you still want Sirach 12?
Yeah, read that. We can read that in the meantime.
Okay. Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10.
We're going to do on El Cid, right?
Yes, sir.
Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Go ahead, Jez.
Right. So read it again from the top.
Verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
So the Bible says never to trust thine enemies. And look, like I said, we always had compassion for our enemies. All right. Even though the Bible said never trust them, for some reason, we always trust them. Even when you look at today, we voting and so forth. That's trusting in your enemies.
Right.
You understand? For a change, we look to our enemies because just like in Isaiah 30, it says we trust in Pharaoh.
Yep.
All right. Read on.
For like as iron rusteth,
So just like how you see how rust grows on iron. Go ahead.
so is his wickedness.
So is his wickedness. Why? Because it will show. It will start to show. His wickedness will show. Esau cannot hide. Just like Officer LeQuoc just brought out about the Edomite at his job. They cannot hide their racism, man. It's going to come out. All right? Go ahead.
Though he humble himself.
Though he humbled himself. Now, I'm bringing this out because of Deacon's about to touch on El Cid. El Cid, like he said, was a mercenary that we hired. He was an Edomite. We hired him. He was a good fighter. Okay, he was a good Edomite fighter. We looked at him as,
We hired him for his service. He's a mercenary.
He's a
We
mercenary.
hired him for his services.
Sort of like Saul did with
Agag.
Agag.
Right.
Go ahead.
Though he humble of himself.
Right. Though he humble himself. Go ahead.
And go crouching,
Read.
yet take good heed.
So we supposed to take good heed of him. Do not let your guard down. We're not supposed to let our guard down for these people. Go ahead.
And beware of him.
Right. Go.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away.
Right. Because it's going to be seen. Read on.
Set him not by thee.
So the Bible says, set him not by thee. That's what we ended up doing. We
Yeah.
ended up setting
Him
these
by-
Edomites by us, man.
Yup.
We let them roam around while we was ruling. We let them keep their religion. We like, yo, let's show some compassion to them. Let's let them still do their thing. Esau ain't let us do our thing when we came out of slavery. Nah, they kept us, even after they so-called freed us, they still set up laws like we ain't letting them niggas do their thing. So they set up black codes and so forth, right? Read on.
Lest when he have overthrown thee.
Lest when he had overthrown thee, because why? El Cid, what you think he was doing when he was by us? He was looking to overthrow us. He was still helping his people. Go ahead.
He shall stand in thy place.
And that's what happened. Once he was able to give them intel of what was going on in our armies and so forth, they began to systematically overthrow us.
Right.
Right.
Hey, officer, and you called it compassion. In the book we read that they saw it as a specific weakness that we had.
Yeah.
Not compassion, but weakness.
Right.
Weakness. Yes. Yep.
Even with Kahina, when Deacon was bringing out Kahina,
Yeah.
she had a
Arab boy, a little Arab boy.
Arab boy. So it's not just limited to Esau. This is all nations that does this. They hate our guts, man. All right, but we always have compassion on them. That's it, D.
What we got? We got there.
First, bring up the 277, going into the knowledge. Well, 276. Yeah, blow that up. Go to the bottom. Right there. All right. It says, according to Al Quazini, they not only knew the can you say it? Spheroidal form of the earth, but approximately its diameter.
Spheroidal. Yeah, that's the circular.
Right.
Read again. I'm sorry.
According to Al Quazini, they not only knew the spheroidal form of the earth, but approximately its diameter and circumference, computed from eclipses of the moon.
Wait.
I don't even understand.
We knew the earth was round, number one. That's what it's saying. We knew the earth was spherical, meaning round, not flat, you idiots. Round, like that, like a ball, like every other planet is. Yeah, we knew that. Spherical form of the earth. It says, but approximately its diameter and circumference. We knew what measurements the earth was.
Yeah.
How big it was. How we knew that ourselves without Esau science. We knew the roundness of it based upon what?
So according to Al Khwarizmi, they not only knew the spheroidal form of the Earth, but approximately its diameter and circumference.
Notice it says we knew it approximately. We knew the approximate measurements of the Earth and its shape. Go ahead.
But approximately its diameter and circumference computed from eclipses of the moon.
That's how we knew it was round, based upon the moon.
Crazy.
Any more?
Now that's it. That's it on it.
Can I have
Oh, they go to
description?
almanac. Go up top.
Yeah, go up top.
Let me see. Start. Yeah, we're gonna start. Go up some more.
They use right there.
They use artillery.
No. You know what? Go up to the top. Let's just get the whole thing says. Yeah, let's start from
They computed.
They computed. Yeah, time
They computed time by the oscillations
of the pendulum.
of the pendulum.
Hold on.
You got to look up some
We
things.
look up some words.
Hold on, Israel.
You're using non-black words. You don't understand what's going on.
Pendulum. Damn.
I know pendulum. Pendulum is that thing that does. The pendulum is hold on.
It is an instrument.
instrument.
A timing instrument.
Oscillate.
Yeah, I know what that is.
That's a move or swing back and forth at a regular speed. A pendulum.
Well, why you go out?
That's an oscillate. Oscillate means yeah.
All right, Israel, we got.
Of a circuit or device caused electric current. Okay. Oscillate something that goes back. That's a pendulum, back and forth.
But we computed time by this instrument.
Hold on, pendulum. Some of y'all online might know what this is. Some of y'all online went to Harvard, so you know what this stuff is. I ain't go to Harvard.
You get to college.
Yeah, college.
College degree.
Yale. I don't hail from there. I come from hell. That's where I'm from.
Not yet.
It's
From
almost
hell. That's where I'm from.
They not yell hell.
I went to college of hell. That's where I come from.
Look
Ghetto
at
and
Look
slums.
at what it
You know what it is?
font.
Dick, it's almost like a plumb line.
It says pendulums are used to regulate the movement of clocks because the interval of time for
Interval.
each
Yeah, that's right.
interval.
Pendulum. I think it does this. A pendulum.
Right,
That's
right,
right.
right.
Remember those old grandma clocks on the bottom? They got this thing.
Yeah,
that's-
right.
Yeah, that's that.
That's it, that's
That's a
it.
pendulum.
Right.
So
That's
we
a
use that. We
grandfather
use
clock.
the oscillation. Meaning the pendulum does this. So we use that to calculate what again?
Time.
To calculate time.
Right. So they computed time by the oscillations of the pendulum.
That's the clock.
It was- yeah, the
Time.
clock,
With the clock. Go ahead.
They took the altitudes of the heavenly bodies
That's the moon, stars, planets. Go ahead.
by the means of the astrolabe.
All right.
1 second, Israel. Stay
More
tuned.
words. 1 second.
Stay tuned.
Astrolabe. Look, it's Astrolab. Astrolab. It is a
What is it called in the scriptures, though?
astronomical measurement. Okay, it says any type of early scientific instrument used for reckoning time and for observational purposes. One widely employed variety, the planispheric astrolabe, enabled astronomers to calculate the position of the sun and prominent stars with respect to both the horizon and the meridian.
Oh, we actually seen it.
Yeah, that's how it looks. Yeah.
Right.
Type it out, show how it looks. Type in astrolabe. Let me see how it's pronounced first. Are you pronouncing it correctly?
Astrolabe.
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 Yeah, I found it right now. I pronounce it. Astrolabe. Astrolabe.
Oh, we seen it.
That's it right there. It's a clock. It's a watch.
Yep.
It's a damn clock.
Yeah, that's a clock, yo.
That's a clock.
Yeah, it is a clock. Yep.
That's a clock. Look at that. See the winding toy? You open up a clock. It has all that inside of it.
Wow.
It's a clock.
It's like the inside of the
Inside the clock.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Deke, even we always had a clock. Even in the scriptures, we had a dial, a
Yeah,
sundial.
sundial.
Right, yeah.
Be the sundial. Get that real quick. That's Isaiah, right? Isaiah 6, I think. 6 and 1.
You got
Isaiah?
one in 2 Kings 20:11 and Isaiah 38 and 8.
Yeah, get that one.
Whatever one.
Whatever, Isaiah 38 and 8.
Okay.
This right here is nothing new. We always had this knowledge.
You know Solomon had it.
Yes, sir.
That's
You know,
the
definitely
scripture
some
Right,
definitely
so-
had it.
Yeah.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 38 and verse 8.
We had a compass too. Remember what they called it?
Oh,
You have it in school now. You should know what that thing is called now.
I forgot what it's a magnet. It's a magnet that we use because in school they taught us that the Earth is a whole Earth is a magnet.
Yeah.
It's one magnet.
Magnetic, yeah.
It's magnetic. It has
around-
magnetic
around
forces
it.
around it.
Yeah.
So we use this start with an L, but we used it to determine where the north was and where the south was.
Yeah, they're gonna say it in the comment board. They're gonna say what it is. I know they know what it is. You said it in class a long time ago.
Yes, sir.
And they actually make movies and shows about this. I don't know if you know about the Golden Compass or His Dark Materials.
Yeah,
It's based
yeah.
on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Oh, like that? Okay, here you go. That's the diagram how they do it.
Okay.
A lodestone.
Yes,
See
sir.
it in the comments. In the comments. Thank y'all. Thank you, y'all.
Appreciate it.
Lodestone.
It's
yes,
called a
lodestone.
And we
That's
was
a compass.
and there's a book that tells you that we was using that
To travel
Adam
here.
Adam
used it.
Adam used it.
Noah used it.
Right. So we always
We had knowledge of that stuff. It was passed from Adam and down to everybody else.
all right. Okay. So that's in astrolabe.
And down the line, it's Abraham shows the Egyptian.
Right.
Joseph
Right.
Yep.
Wisdom. Right.
teach the Egyptians.
Math.
Right.
Arithmetic.
Mathematics, yep.
Come on, Isaiah.
Oh
Yeah, read that. 38 and
Isaiah,
8.
Isaiah chapter 38 and verse 8.
Yep.
Behold, I will bring again the shadow of the degrees, which is gone down in the sundial of Ahaz.
The sundial and where?
And the sundial of Ahaz.
Sundial of Ahaz. We to measure time. We had that. We had to remember we used the moon and the sun. We had to know these things. So go back to there. Go back to there.
I'm sorry. Like on I have 4 here as a note, and it says degree in my Bible. It says degrees by or with the sun. So we measured it with the actual
go.
sun.
Yep. There you go. Go ahead.
They took the altitudes of the heavenly bodies by means of the astrolabe, a circular plate with a graduated rim within which fit several thinner plates, and a limb moving on a central pivot with 2 sights. They used artillery spears made hot with a spherical continuous surface.
Made not with a spherical.
I'm sorry.
Continuous surface.
They use artillery spears made not with a spherical continuous surface, but with rings. Thus, they calculated the conditions of the Aldebaran, the Regal, Algo, and other stars.
Those
Okay,
are stars.
these are stars.
Those are stars. Constellations.
There are in our list 400 stars with Arabic names. To them, we owe our common word azimuth, the arc of the horizon, including between the meridian and a vertical circle passing through the center of a star.
Earlier, but the meridian. We were there earlier. They used that to read the meridian. Go ahead.
The point where a normal to the surface pierces upper space.
Damn.
They called Simt, a place whence we have our zenith. The similar point beneath was Nadir, the opposite. To the Spanish Arabs, we owe the name and form of the calendar which we call almanac,
Damn.
meaning measure.
Measure. So almanac came from us. Almanac came from us.
And the rest of that is
And the rest of that, we read it already.
right.
Damn. And the alphabet, too. I came from us, too. That's the Phoenicians. That was us, too. The Greeks and Romans learned that alphabet's from us. Alphabet is from us, too. Aleph, bet. That's from us, too.
Can we get Baruch 436?
You can get that, yeah.
37.
The Romans and Greeks have no language had it not been for us, pretty much. Because they were morons. Nations are morons. I want you to understand that.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 37.
36.
Verse 36. O Jerusalem, look about thee forward.
I'm sorry, Baruch 3.
Yeah, Baruch 336.
336.
Gotcha. Baruch chapter 3, verse 36. He hath found out all the way of knowledge, and hath given it unto Jacob his servant,
Right.
and to Israel his beloved.
Yep.
Afterward did he shew himself upon the earth and converse with men.
So after he give us all of that, then he's showing the earth, like,
Right.
hey, what's going on, fellas?
Yup. Pretty
All
much.
praises,
yeah.
all praises.
Right, that's bad.
That's
Yup.
bad right there. All praises.
Right. Go to, yeah. I want that.
Deep,
Yeah, read verse.
you about to bring something out,
Stay in
Deep.
there. Stay in that same chapter. Go to verse 16.
Bring it out.
Verse 16. Where are the princes of the heathen become, and such as ruled the beast upon the earth? They that had their pastime with the fowls of the air, and they that hoarded up silver and gold,
These are the heathens. Go ahead.
wherein men trust, and made no end of their getting.
He's saying, where are they now? Jump down to verse 20. Still upon the heathens. Go ahead.
Verse 20. Young men have seen light and dwelt upon the earth, but the way of knowledge have they not known,
Nations don't have no knowledge. Go ahead.
nor understood the paths thereof, nor laid hold of it.
Watch this.
Their children were far off from that way.
Nations didn't have the knowledge we had. They were far off from that way. Go ahead.
It have not been heard of in Canaan.
The African Hamites didn't have it. These Africans here didn't have it. Canaan didn't have the knowledge we have. Go ahead.
Neither have it been seen in
The
Teman.
wise Edomites, which would be your Germans, don't have the knowledge we have. That's your Einstein. That's your Oppenheimer. Those Teman. Germans is Teman. Better know that. The scientist Smiths, that's Teman. That's their wise men.
Hey, D, that's how you know they got it from Satan.
Yeah.
They ain't never had it before, but all of a
Right.
sudden they rise
And
up.
they
with all
always
this-
look. They always look weird.
right.
You see their pictures? I said, why they look like that? They don't even smile. They just
They be stressed.
they
They look so stressed.
troubled. They look troubled, like Satan's in their brain saying, "Kill yourself, kill yourself." They're like, "No, I gotta make bombs." they all messed up, bro. They messed up. They jacked up. They always look crazy. Their hair's all frizzled around. Their eyes one different from the other. It's crazy, man.
And that's why in Habakkuk it says that their soul
It's not upright in
is
them.
not upright in them.
Yeah, so they look troubled. Like that movie, what's that movie called? Knowing, where the little girl kept hearing things, and she was just. This thing got a picture, her school picture. She's like, no, she's not even smiling. She just looks miserable.
Was that the mom? I know the mom was.
That was the mom. That was the mother. Yeah, the mother when she was a kid. She was scratching the
table,
desk,
bleeding.
The mom was bugged out.
and she started writing it in the walls.
Right.
But that's them on Satan's side. Yeah, read on.
The Agarenes that seek wisdom upon earth,
The Agarenes would be the Africans, but not modern day. It'll be Arabs living there now. Go ahead.
the merchants of Moran and of Teman, the authors of fables.
What are they?
The authors of fables.
They make things up.
Damn.
Like evolution. That's a fable. The missing link. Monkeys turning to people. Mermaids and that's fables. Go ahead.
Big Bang Theory.
and
What weapon?
The Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah, and the Bering Strait.
Right.
Another fable. Go ahead. Big Bang Theory. Right. Go ahead.
and searchers out of understanding. None of these have known the way of wisdom, or remember her past.
But God gave it to Jacob. That's in verse 36. That's all you want. So now, what else we got? We also got something else, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, D.
We going. I know we going all over the place, but we trying to stay. It's like we're a drunk driver here, but we trying to stay in one lane. We can't. It's too much. Where we at now?
Bring that up. Was it- Okay, this page 15.
All right, page 15 about the Jews. All right, let's go there. We got to do with El Cid. We got to do. No. Hold on to that. Give me Go to El Cid. Go to Wikipedia real quick. Type in El Cid. I'm gonna go back to this. Go to Moorish. Go to it says Moorish Services. When he worked for us first, the turnaround.
Damn.
No, it's the actual.
Right there, right there.
There you go, Moorish Service. All right.
Blow it up a little. What happened? All right, you can leave it there. Right there, that's good. More service. The exile was not the end of El Cid, either physically or as an important figure. After being rejected by Rahman Beringer II, El Cid journeyed to the Taifa of Zaragoza, where he received a warmer welcome. In 1081, El Cid went on to offer his services to the Moorish king
See? Up for his services. He was a mercenary, pretty much. Go ahead.
of the northeast, Al-Andalus, city of Zaragoza. Yusuf el-Matamin ibn Hud, and served both him and his successor. Al-Musta ibn II, he was given the title El-Cid, the master,
The chief, the master, they called him El Cid. Go ahead.
and served as a leading figure in a diverse Moorish force consisting of Muwallids, Berbers, Arabs, and Malayans.
Muwallids are Muslims of local descent of mixed Arab and Berber, and of Spanish origin. So it was Ishmael and Jake mingled together. That's Muwallids. Muwallids is Jake and Israel and Ishmael mingled together. Go ahead.
Within the respective Taifa.
But remember, we were the majority. So I'm pretty sure it's more likely it was Moorish men and with Arab mothers. All right? Go ahead. Yeah, I'm sure you had Arab fathers as well, but we were the majority in the armies. Go ahead.
According to Moorish accounts, and the Andalusi knights found El Cid their foe ill, thirsty and exiled from the court of Alfonso. He was presented before the elderly.
Wait. Let me go through. Hold on a second.
Yes, sir.
He was given to El Cid within the respective. Read it again, or it says, and served as the master. He was given the title. Read that again.
Go up. Right there.
You know they have a movie about this guy, right?
El Cid, I believe so.
Yeah. And the name of the movie is El Cid.
Damn. Go ahead.
He was given the title El Cid, the master,
El Cid. That Spanish word. Go ahead.
and served as a leading figure in a diverse Moorish force consisting of Muwallids,
That's Jake Arabs. Go ahead.
Berbers,
That's Jake again.
Arabs,
Uh-huh.
and Malayans.
Malayans would be, that's us too. Malayans is a landlocked country in West Africa.
Oh, that's
Mali. That's us. And Malians. Go ahead.
Within the respective Taifa.
Taifa is the towns in which we ruled in sectors. You had different Moorish rulers ruling different parts of Spain and Portugal. We started fighting each other. That's how the Spaniards were able to rise up again, because with the different Taifas. We'll deal with that later on. Go ahead.
Andalusi knights found El Cid their foe ill,
They
thirsty,
found him, their foe, ill. He was ill. Go ahead.
thirsty and exiled from the court of Alfonso.
Court of who?
Alfonso.
Remember Alfonso? So the Spaniards basically kicked him out. Esau kicked out El Cid. He was
reject.
ill, thirsty, and exiled from his own people, this Edomite. Go ahead.
He was presented before the elderly Yusuf el-Matamin ibn Hud
That's Jake. Go ahead.
and accepted command of the forces of the Taifa of Saragossa as their master.
So we put him up as a leader of our army.
Wow.
We recognize he's a fighter. Go ahead.
In the history of medieval Spain, Cornell University, Press 1975, Joseph F. Callaghan writes, that kingdom was divided between Al-Matamin, 1081 to 1085, who ruled Saragossa proper,
One Muslim ruled this part. Go ahead.
and his brother, Mudir, who
Ruled Lerida.
ruled Lerida and Tortosa. El Cid entered Al-Matuma's service and successfully defended Saragossa against the assaults of Al-Mudir.
So you had an Edomite helping a Moor fight against his own brother. So we had two Jake brothers had rulership in Spain, fighting each other, and El Cid was used to fight against another Moor, his own brother. Go ahead.
Sancho I of Aragon and Ramon Berenger.
No, it says, I'm sorry. Service and against Zaragoza against assaults of El Mundir. Oh, against Elman, his brother, and who else? And who? Sancho.
and Sancho I of Aragon.
Remember Sancho? Remember that name? Sancho goes back to, what's his name?
Yusuf.
Yusuf.
That was his. No, Alfonso.
Alfonso's son, right.
I think it was Alfonso. Alfonso the Sixth or something like that.
Right. Sancho is
It was Yusuf, then Alfonso.
Alfonso's kid.
and then
Alfonso's
Sancho.
children. Right, and Sancho, Alfonso's kid. Go ahead. Sancho, go ahead.
Sancho I of Aragon and Ramon Berenger II, whom he held captive briefly in 1082.
Damn.
Go up a little bit. In 1084, the army of the Taifa of Zaragoza under El Cid defeated the Aragonese at the Battle of Muralla near Tortosa. But in autumn, the Castilians started a loose siege of Toledo, and later, the next year, the Christians captured Salamanca, a stronghold of the Taifa of Toledo. In 1086, the Almoravid invasion of the Iberian Peninsula
Margaret is all Moorish dominion. Go ahead.
through and around Gibraltar began. The Almoravids, a Berber dynasty from North Africa,
That's us.
led by Yusuf ibn
Tashfin,
Tashfin,
remember him last week?
were asked to help defend the divided Moors from Alfonso.
Uh-huh.
The Almoravid army, joined by that of several
Right, and
Tafas.
now Alfonso had children named Sancho. And El Cid fought against the Sancho. That's Sancho. Go ahead.
The Almoravid army, joined by that of several Tafas, including Badajoz, Malaga, Granada, Tortosa, and Seville, defeated a combined army of Leon, Aragon, and Castile at the Battle of Sarajas.
If we beat Esau's behind, that's all I want. That's all you want. So let's go up to the top. To the top. About El Cid. Read that right there.
All right.
El Cid.
El Cid, Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar, 1043 to 1048, July 10th to 99, was born in Vivar del Cid, a village near the city of Burgos, and came to be known by the Moors as El Cid,
The master. Go ahead.
and by the Christians as El Campidor.
The brave, the mighty. Go ahead.
Rodrigo Diaz was a Castilian knight and warlord in medieval Spain, who at the head of his loyal knights came to dominate the Levant of the Iberian Peninsula at the end of the 11th century.
Watch this.
He reclaimed the city of Valencia from Moorish control for a brief period during the Reconquista.
During the what?
He reclaimed the city of the Valencia from Moorish control for a brief period during the Reconquista, creating the independent Señorío de Valencia from June 17, 1094 until his death in 1099. His wife,
Jimena Diaz.
Jimena Diaz, inherited the city and maintained it until 1102 when it was reconquered by the Moors.
See that? So he was used against us. The highest bidder. So El Cid was fighting for us at one time, then he was used against us. El Cid. All right?
Hey, go down or go up. Go.
Okay.
Where's this? I just seen something say the recall from exile.
Type in a recall. Just type in exile or type in exile, find a page.
Right there. Go there real quick. So he went back to Alfonso. It says, terrified after his crushing defeat, Alfonso recalled El Cid. It has been shown that El Cid was at court on July 1087. However, what happened after that is unclear. El Cid returned to Alfonso, but now he had his own plans. He only stayed a short while and then returned to Saragossa. El Cid was content to let the American armies and the armies of Alfonso fight without his help. Oh, okay. I thought it meant he was recalled and went back and joined.
He was just paid to the highest bidder.
Right.
He saw Esau rising again, so he went and fought on the winning side. That's all he did. Whoever was the winning side, he fought for until he was killed eventually. So now, the point is that we hired an enemy to fight the enemy, and that enemy turned against us. So now where we at now? Go to Reconquista now. Now we're back on track Reconquista.
We went off track as road, but it was much deserved. All praises. All right. Let's get those likes up.
Reconquista, and we're going to. We got 10 minutes. What time is it now? Okay, I'll take any phone calls or any before 2:30. We'll take a phone call or we'll take the text. Have any questions regarding the class? Because Jake asked me about did the angels wear Nikes? Please don't do that. Do angels wear Jordans? Please. Your number is 267-702-6121. That's 267-702-6121. We want new callers.
Y'all can't post it up on the screen?
Yeah,
It's up there?
Right up there. 267-702-6121. If you have any questions regarding the class, please call. If not, if you don't want to call, if you feel uncomfortable calling, you can always send us a text. The same number, text the same number. And we'll answer your questions regarding the class on there. If you ask me if the Native Americans wore Converse, I will ignore you entirely. In the meantime, we're going to continue. Go to Reconquista, and we're going to end at Compostela.
Reconquista. Reconquista, Spanish and Portuguese for reconquest, was a period in the history of the Iberian Peninsula of about 780 years between the Umayyad conquest of Hispania in 711, the expansion of the Christian kingdoms throughout Hispania, and the fall of the Nasrid kingdom of Granada in 1492. The beginning of the Reconquista is traditionally marked with the Battle of Covadonga.
Ah, the Battle of Covadonga. That's those caves we showed you last week. The Battle of Covadonga. Go ahead.
From 1718 or 722. The first known victory in Hispania by Christian military forces since the 711 military invasion undertaken by combined Arab-Berber forces. In that battle, a group led by Hispano-Roman nobleman Pelagius.
Hispano-Roman.
Wow.
Hispano-Roman. Hispano, Spain. Spanish-Roman nobleman. Pelagius. Pelagius is Paleo or Beleo. Same guy. Go ahead.
And consisting of Hispano-Visigoth refugees.
Who were conquered, the refugees. Go ahead.
The remnants of the Hispano-Gothic aristocracy and mountain tribes, including mainly the Asteres, Galatians, Canterbury, and Basque, defeated a Muslim army in the mountains of northern Hispania and established the independent Christian kingdom of Asturias.
Wait, it says remnants of their Hispano-Gothic aristocracy and mountain tribes, including mainly Asturias, Galicians, Canterbury, and Basque. Basque is our own people too. Basque, go ahead.
Defeated a Muslim army in the mountains of northern Hispania and established the independent Christian kingdom of Asturias. In the late 10th century, the Umayyad vizier Almanzor waged military campaigns for 30 years to subjugate the northern Christian kingdoms.
That's us fighting against them. Go ahead, trying to fend them off. Go ahead.
His armies ravaged the north, even sacking the great Santiago de Compostela Cathedral.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on a second. There's a Compostela. So I want you to stop. Hold on. It stops at Compostela. I gotta be it. Hold on.
So understand, this is...
They got a question up there.
We got a question?
Yeah, right
Question?
up there. Says, Shalom, what was the name of that show Deacon mentioned earlier?
Strange Angel. Show was called Strange. I'm telling you right now, don't bug out watching that show. I stopped watching that. So this is too weird for me. A lot of inappropriateness in that show, but it does show its purpose. The first few episodes of season 1. It's called Strange Angel.
So watch up to episode 4.
There may be 4 or 5. I think I got kind of deep into season 1. That kind of just, okay, it's getting too creepy, weird for me. Start getting kind of weird. You know, that show's weird, so.
You know.
Type in Typhus. Taifas. We read about that earlier. Read about those earlier, about Typhus. You had one Muslim ruler over one typhus and his brother over the other. No, Wikipedia typhus. Wikipedia, that word.
You want the actual...
Click that word. We're going to end at north. Yeah. End at north.
The Typhus, singular, Taifa, from Arabic, a party, band, or faction.
Right, because these are different factions within Spain and Portugal where Moorish rulers ruled. Go ahead.
Were the independent Muslim principalities of the Iberian Peninsula, modern Portugal and Spain.
Kind of like Bloods, Crips, all different groups. So there's all the same people, just really different, you know. That's how it was with us. Go ahead.
Referred to by Muslim as an Andalus, that emerged from the decline and fall of the Umayyad Caliphate of Cordoba, between 1009 and 1031.
The Umayyad, we read that earlier about we read that before about the Umayyad dynasty came and Moors ruled that. Then after them came the Almoravids. Go ahead.
They were a recurring feature of Al-Andalus history. Conquered by the Almoravids in the late 11th century, on its collapse, many Taifas reappeared, only to be subsumed by the Almohads.
More. That's more darker Moors. Go ahead.
The fall of the latter resulted in a final flourishing of the Taifas, but by the end of the 13th century, only one remained, Granada, the rest being incorporated into the Christian states of the north.
See that? They started taking over. It says that Granada, one stronghold remained unconquered by the Edomites, the rest being incorporated into the Christian states of the north. So that eventually Esau took over all those Taifas, okay?
Hey, Dick, we got another question for you.
Yeah.
Says, Shalom, Deacon. So the same time the Ottomans was defeating us, the Spaniards was also conquering us? I'm a little confused on the history of that part.
The Ottoman Turks conquered us in 1453. Yes. Same time. Because they started conquering us piece by piece. And 1492 was the last stronghold, which was Grenada. We just read it here. So the answer is yes. We started losing our power over Byzantine, and same ruling the Moorish rule over in Spain. Yes, same time. You're not confused. You're right. Same time. Mm-hmm.
There's another one.
Okay. It says, you talk about time. What is our current year? I know it's not 2021.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. The Lord's going to tell us when we get here. We don't know what year we're in. Time is all mixed around. We don't know. We're currently in the ledge 2021. That's all we know. I don't know.
Daniel 7:25.
Right. Daniel 7:25. I think they changed times and laws. We're not sure. Where we at? Go down to decline. Decline in Caiaphas.
Click decline.
Yeah, decline and go to, we're going to end that.
No.
Click decline.
Go back and click.
You'll find decline, the subjects.
In
Go
the
down.
contents.
Right. Then go to reversing and end at Parias. First paragraph.
Do you want to take a break after this? Or?
Yeah.
All right. Reversing the trend of the Umayyad period, when the Christian kingdoms of the north often had to pay tribute to the Caliph.
Now the Umayyad, which is us, they had everyone ruling. There was one. They were all the states of Spain and Portugal were all united. All the Muslims are all in one accord. When the Almoravids came, it was every man for himself, and they divided among themselves. Then the Almohads came after that, and they merged into one, still divided among themselves. Once the division took place, Esau started to rise up because we're all divided, fighting amongst ourselves, or we're fighting amongst ourselves, and these different types. Spain, the Visigoths began to rise up and take back old Spain, piece by piece. Okay, and then eventually, when they gained enough wealth and power and dominion, they got El Cid to fight against us. That's what ended up happening, to win more strongholds back from us. Read it again.
Reversing the trend of the Umayyad period, when the Christian kingdoms of the north often had to pay tribute to the Caliph. The disintegration of the Caliphate left the rival Muslim kingdoms much weaker than their Christian counterparts.
Because of the division. The division, go ahead.
Particularly the Castilian Leonese monarchy, and had to submit to them, paying tribute known as Parias.
See that? So we lost. We started paying tribute to the people we had in caves. They started to win piece by piece because of our fighting among ourselves. And we started losing to them. And we weren't going to defend each other because we were enemies. If we were under the Umayyad dynasty, we were united. That's how we overthrew them. But once the Almoravids came, it was nigger city. Now you conquered them? Oh well, you conquered them. We're good over here. Then they lost. Then they lost. Then they lost. And ended up being under tribute to the same men we had, to the same 30 men and 10 women we had in caves. Right. Now we're paying them parias, tribute tax. Because Negroes are stupid. But again, it wasn't our time. The Lord had his own, the Most High had his own plan. You know, man plans, God laughs. That's the saying. Go down to Reconquista. Is there a Reconquista here? And then, let me see.
Go to the content.
Go back to Reconquista again. Go back to it again, Reconquista. Go back to Reconquista again, Wikipedia. And we're going to start at when the government. And we're going to end at Peninsula. Let me see.
Right there.
Yep, when the government of Cordoba, right?
Yes, sir. When the government of Cordoba disintegrated in the early 11th century, a series of petty successor states known as Taiafas.
Oh, wait, let me get there with you. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. We just read that. Hold on a second. I want to read along with y'all. Read with y'all. Give me 1 second.
Israel, let's get those likes up. We have over 1,000 people on, so we should have 1,000. Well, yeah, over 1,000 likes. Let's get those likes up, Israel.
Hold on. All right, go ahead. Read again.
When the government of Cordoba disintegrated in the early 11th century, a series of petty successor states known as Taiafas emerged.
Taiafas is pretty much this Muslim rule. This sect, it means band or faction. You have one band of Muslims ruling this area, one band ruling that area, one band ruling that area, with their own leader over it. But we're all divided among ourselves. Go ahead.
The northern kingdoms took advantage of this
The
situation.
northern kingdoms is the Spaniards, is the Hispano-Romans, Peleo's descendants in them. They all thought that they started to take over, took advantage of our division. While we're divided, we can take over because they're distracted among themselves. Go ahead.
The northern kingdoms took advantage of this situation and struck deep into Al-Andalus. They fostered civil war.
They what?
They fostered civil war.
What does Edomites do?
They fostered civil war.
How? Guess who we had among us? Their women. Their men among us. They fostered civil wars. So while we're fighting each other, they're like, yeah, we're taking over. Go ahead.
Intimidated the weakened Taiafas and made them pay large tributes for protection.
See?
And so we was running to them for
You
protection.
ran them for protection because you had one faction stronger than other factions. Go ahead.
After a Muslim resurgence in the 12th century, the great Moorish strongholds in the south fell to Christian forces in the 13th century.
1200, see that? It's moving up. 11th century conquered. 12th century getting conquered. Go ahead.
After the decisive battle of Navas de Tolosa, 1212, Cordoba in 1236, and Seville in 1248, leaving only the Muslim enclave of Granada
See that? All we had was Granada was left. That's it. Go ahead.
as a tributary state in the south.
Watch this.
After 1492, the entire peninsula was controlled by Christian rulers.
Boom. Esau's back on top again.
Dang, man.
That deadly wound was healed.
They snuck up on us, man.
They snuck up on us. That deadly wound was healed. Go ahead.
Controlled by Christian rulers. The conquest was followed by a series of edicts, 1499 to 1526, which forced the conversions of Muslims in Spain,
There you go.
who were later expelled from the Iberian Peninsula by the decrees of King Philip III in 1609.
1609. Hold on. I said end that peninsula. Where's peninsula at?
Oh, after 1492, the entire peninsula, the Iberian Peninsula.
It ends at peninsula.
Go up some. Go down.
Right
I mean,
past it.
go down. Go down.
I think it ends at peninsula. I think you read
Okay.
too far. Let me see.
They had another question too, D confused.
Yeah, okay, what's the question?
Okay. Says, Shalom. I believe you said that Russia was our last place that we ruled that they conquered. Was that around 1453 as
No,
well?
later. That's later, like 1700s. We had like some status over there in Russia. Like it's like 1600s, 17, around that time. That's why you have a lot of black images over there.
Right.
Because we ruled there the longest. I think the language itself derived from one of us. His name was the writer of The Musketeers.
Alexander Dumas.
Dumas. Yes, his father. His father, something like that, has have a huge statue of him out there, jet black. Alexander Dumas, his father or himself, has played a role in the language, I believe, of Russia itself. The language itself, I believe.
Dang.
Something along those lines.
They have another statement here.
Yeah, a statement or a question?
It's a statement.
Okay, I'm going to tolerate the statements. I want questions. But go ahead. What's the statement?
Okay. It says, Shalom. This is more a statement than a question.
Okay.
When I was in college taking a class on Islam, I noticed that the professor would give names like Byzantines and others, but never would discuss who these people were.
Okay. I thought it was going to say something like, okay, all praises, yes. Yes, Byzantine, from what I've heard, it means backwards. Byzantium means backwards. I've heard, I got to look it up, but I heard it means, because remember, you had Romans were the Roman Empire. And when Jake took over, it became the Holy Roman Empire, which means it was backwards, because now the Jakes are taking over Rome rather than Esau ruling over, so it was backwards. That's what I heard that years ago from the elders years ago, but I got to find out what book they used to push to substantiate that. But I heard Byzantium means backwards. That's what I heard. I'll look more into it and let y'all know. Yeah, so we're going to take a break. It's 2:40. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Shalom. See y'all. We'll be back.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom Israel, no son Christ bless. Deacon Nathan here of IUIC Philadelphia. You're tuned into Our Hidden History Radio, where we go into deep understanding and history of who we are, according to the Bible, hidden artifacts, archaeology, the geography, all you can think of that shrouds around our history of the Bible. We go into it in depth. So Israel, like, subscribe, comment on our YouTube channel, Our Hidden History Radio. See you then. Shalom, no son Christ bless.
Do you know it? Do you know it?
So I'm just simply trying to get you to understand that simply keep the commandments of God. It ain't nothing that I want you to do personally. It's what God wants you to do.
I don't believe in what you believe.
I am Septimus. I will not be defeated.
Go. I am Job, I am Job. This is life, I suppose. Trials and tribulations that you're facing when your friends turn to foes. This ain't exclusive to me though. I know it's common to man. It's good versus evil, it's light against dark. It's reap with your soul, supply and demand. I need a little more spirit, I'm something like vegan. I'm done with the flesh and all the experience that I done been through is add more flavor. I'm seasoned the best. I had to cut off my right hand, but I'm still working with the left. Lord had to separate me from my real, but I'm still made solid with the rest. I done been put to the test, and no, it's not finished by far. I was cut to the bone, just spiritual surgery. That's why I'm wearing this scar on my heart. Hey, this my story, so where did I start? She lied when she told me it's death do us part. Provide for my family, keep this commandment the way that I think this would tear us apart. Damn, make a statue of a fool. I'm just trying to plead my case. Moses, Job, Ben, Israel, this is real. Put a golden tear upon his face. Strong when I'm weak, my testament of faith. I'm walking through this furnace, this is what it takes. This the song of Moses, bitter in your belly. Eat this little book and tell me how it tastes. I'm Job, I'm Job. This is life, I suppose. Trials and tribulations that you're facing when your friends turn to foes. This ain't exclusive to me though. I know it's common to man. Good versus evil, it's light against dark. It's reap with your soul, the trial of a man. I'm Job, I'm Job. This is life, I suppose. Trials and tribulations that you're facing when your friends turn to foes. This ain't exclusive to me though. I know it's common to man. Good versus evil, it's light against dark. It's reap with your soul, the trial of a man. Second chapter of my story while I'm giving God the glory. This my test of faith. Surprise diagnosis, multiple sclerosis, feeling pain in every step I take. I was losing feeling from the waist down in my empty home, praying face down. As I lift my eyes, asking God why is the devil giving me the shakedown? In my brain matter is deteriorating as I write this rhyme, feeling pressed for time. If I lose any of my cogitation, righteous reputation, what I leave behind got me questioning legacy, laying in this hospital bed with my mortal thoughts. Need to leave a record for my son to hear me, just in case I wake up and I couldn't talk or I couldn't walk. Just a race that I'm running, my spirit on a roller coaster ride. Use my life experience as exhortation. I'm just really praying that you feel the vibe. I'm just letting it breathe, picking on part of my pain to keep me from going insane. Leaning on examples of righteous men, your den, your counsel staying on my brain. Strong when I'm weak, my testament of faith. I'm walking through the furnace, this is what it takes. This a song of Moses, bitter in your belly. Eat this little book and tell me how it tastes. Play my role as I stay discreet, calling for the Lord, falling at his feet. I'm just asking Jesus Christ to make me whole. Sing the song of Moses. I'm Job. I'm Job, I'm Job. This is life, I suppose. Trials and tribulations that you're facing when your friends turn to foes. This ain't exclusive to me though. I know it's coming to man. Good versus evil, it's light against dark. It's reap what you sow, the trial of a man. I'm Joe. This is life, I suppose. Trials and tribulations that you're facing when your friends turn to foes. This ain't exclusive to me though. I know it's coming to man. Good versus evil, it's light against dark. It's reap what you sow, the trial of a man. Yeah, man, you know, it's just amazing to me when I sit back right now and think about how far I done came. And you know, man, when I was sitting in that hospital bed, man, really thinking about what kind of legacy I'm gonna leave behind. After all the trials and tribulations I've been through in this truth, you know, 3 years from the very beginning, it seemed like, you know, not even a breaking in period. From feeling helpless and then to seeing where I am right now through the grace of God, man. It's amazing, man. It's an amazing thing. I feel like it's a Job in every camp, man. You know, brothers know what's up, man. Like, bro, we think you Job, man. You be going through it. It's something I got used to by now, man. But I feel like the Lord used me and used us, the trials that we go through as a learning experience for others, man, to see endurance, man. That's what I take from the Song of Moses, you know. Moses prophesying what we go through. That's what I take from the story of Job, you know. And that's why I named the album I Am Job. I'm Job. This is life, I suppose. Trials and tribulations that you're facing when your friends turn to foes. This ain't exclusive to me though. I know it's coming to man. Good versus evil, it's light against dark. It's reap what you sow, the trial of a man. I'm Job. This is life, I suppose. Trials and tribulations that you're facing when your friends turn to foes. Hey, this ain't exclusive to me though. I know it's coming to man. Good versus evil, it's light against dark. It's reap what you sow, the trial of a man. Trial of a man.
They don't make them out of used to. Old school riding in the new school. New school riding in the old school, but I'm playing with it. They don't make us how they used to. Old school blind to the new school. New school rocking with the wheel, look out. Seat back, chucking deuce. No, we don't get down how they used to. Why they gotta get in my lane, Straight is the way to the gate, straight is the way to the gate. MIA. Why they gotta get in my lane, Straight is the way to the gate, straight is the way to the gate. MIA.
I'm gone, can't stick around for too long. I'm moving on. I've been missing in action. Trying my best to read the plain English fleeing from saying. I've been missing in action. In my
Way up purifying in the gardens. You shouldn't do that. There's a tree in the midst, 2/3 looking at it like, what we about to eat at? Serpent on the branch, I don't see that. They're like, nah, where you see that? They're like, hey, you should join us. Everybody about to be there. Many called, only few chosen. I can stick around, gotta get going. I got other plans, but this ain't one of them. Gotta stay rooted, there's a storm coming in. Gate with my name, don't know which one it is. If you ain't sealed, then you ain't going in. Hard to make friends when they don't understand. Show them to the light, but they don't clear it. Why they gotta get in my lane, Straight is the way to the gate, straight is the way to the gate. MIA. Why they gotta get in my lane, Straight is the way to the gate, straight is the way to the gate. MIA.
I'm gone, can't stick around for too long. I'm moving on. I've been missing in action. Trying my best to read the plain English fleeing
Hey, I got a mission for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's something fishy with those two, man. I need you to watch them.
All right, I can do that. I'll be on it right now.
Fill me up. Yeah.
Mr. Israel, bring that fire out.
Yeah, they watching, yeah, they watching. Like a movie. Like a movie, like a movie. See us fall, see us hold up, but they can't move me. They can't move me, they can't move me. The enemy is watching. Yeah, they watching, yeah, they watching. Like a movie. Like a movie, like a movie. See us fall, see us hold up, but they can't move me. They can't move me, they can't move me.
All praises to the Most High. That black Messiah got me reciting these scriptures. I'm spitting fuel like a lighter. And he that say he know him but don't keep commandments is a liar. The truth is not in him, so throw him in that lake of fire. The devil's like a lion seeking whom he can devour. That's why I gotta keep the sword for every second of the hour. I stay strong in the Lord because this might give me power. That's why the enemy tuned in like they watching American Idol. I know they plotting this while I'm prepped for survival, because the awakening of my people is going viral. Just endure the times and await on his arrival, so you can truly find out we the real Jews of the Bible. They want to show, so I'ma give them something they can see. 144,000 being sealed off up in the streets. From New York to Chirac to Memphis, Tennessee. The devil trying, but you know he can't stop IUIC.
Yeah, they watching, yeah, they watching. Like a movie. Like a movie, like a movie. See us fall, see us hold up, but they can't move me. They can't move me, they can't move me. The enemy is watching. Yeah, they watching, yeah, they watching. Like a movie. Like a movie, like a movie. See us fall, see us hold up, but they can't move me. They can't move me, they can't move me.
Don't watch me, man. Watch the TV screen. I'm an Israelite for life. They can never take my stripes. It's in my DNA, cause I was made that way. And I'll never let another move me out the way. I thought you knew that it's a movement. You can't stop. You can watch me on the block, doing real street preaching with some real tough reasons. With the truth that revealing by the beast in his image. We got people to repentance. 1/3 that's gonna get it and make it through the fire. 2/3 ain't gonna make it from the devil white lie. 2 Corinthians 11:4. Matthew 24:24. Know the difference from a friend and a foe. I got some Northern Kingdom brothers, they ain't born none. And I got some Southern Kingdom brothers, they ain't born none. I got some Northern Kingdom brothers, they ain't born none. And I got some Southern Kingdom brothers, they ain't born none.
The enemy is watching. Yeah, they watching, yeah, they watching. Like a movie. Like a movie, like a movie. See us fall, see us hold up, but they can't move me. They can't move me, they can't move me. The enemy is watching. Yeah, they watching, yeah, they watching. Like a movie. Like a movie, like a movie. See us fall, see us hold up, but they can't move me. They can't move me, they can't move me.
Hey, you got eyes on?
Yeah, I got eyes on right here.
Man, it's a feast day, y'all. And here in Atlanta, we get our dance on. So here's the thing. We about to have the dance off of all dance offs, if you didn't know. But we got to go over the rules. You know what? There are no rules. No holds barred. So brothers, are you ready? All ready.
cheating going on here.
Oh, man.
Every year the brothers lose, so I need y'all to be on top of your game. Because you see the sister right here? I know she studied Soul Train back in the day. I know she did. You was either a dancer or you studied. They're all practicing.
Right.
But you brothers, you got some heavy hitters here. Come here, you. Bootsy Collins. Bootsy Collins. Those shoes that you got on right now, you better dance your ass off.
That's
All right? So brothers, let's do this thing. We ain't gonna lose.
It's a feast. On the dance floor, I'ma be a beast. Get up out of your seats. The most High called in the sheep. Rejoicing. It's a feast. On the dance floor, I'ma be a beast. Get up out of your seats. The most High called in the sheep. Rejoicing. Rejoicing. Rejoicing.
To the sun up, feast days coming. We gon' keep it going till the next one come up. Tell them not to run up. The most high God is keeping more than 100 big time, and he ain't baby, but he number one.
I can't wait till the feast. Yeah, it's been a long week. Yeah, I need a release from this revolving door. So when they drop the beat, yeah, I'ma move my feet. Yeah, yeah, I'ma do my dance. Yeah. Yeah, you see my friends, yes, I've been waiting for this all week long. I've been waiting all week long.
It's a feast. On the dance floor, I'ma be a beast. Get up out of your seats. The most High called in the sheep. Rejoicing. It's a feast. On the dance floor, I'ma be a beast. Get up out of your seats. The most High called in the sheep. Rejoicing.
Brothers, y'all did y'all thing. Sisters, y'all did y'all thing too. Cap, no that didn't. The brothers suck. No, they did not. They did not do that thing, bro. No, they did not. The sisters won the game.
Oh! Rejoicing.
Move to the left now, make it back to the right. We can do it all night now. We can do it all night.
I've been waiting for this all week long. I've been waiting all week long.
Go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. The hell wrong with you?
Sabbath morning, rise and shine, hit the block, make it hot, shake 'em down. We go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op. And we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock. Friday night, gotta rest, in the morning, hit the block, shake 'em down. We go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op. And we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock. Hey, I'm a workaholic, boy, don't play with me. Hey, no breaks, do this till the death of me. I'm with Elohim, careful what you say to me. Watch your tongue. We been the chosen ones, I heard you claim to be. Yeah. What do you got, hey, what do you got? What do you got, cause talk is cheap. What do you got, you see me say? Yeah, we got that remedy. What do you got, hey, what do you got? Heard you got that kill for me. What do you got, cause I need help? What do you got, cause talk is cheap? So I dedicate to do this every week, yeah. We not moving corners, so they thinking that we weak, yeah. Never get it twisted, ayy, don't sleep. We the sanctified, we pull up to your hood to clean the sheet, yeah. And I'm blessed, Wolfie on the crest, yeah. All I do is raving, praying for the rest. To the east, from the west, on a quest, never rest. About that work, dog, about it, I'm obsessed, yeah. Sabbath morning, rise and shine, hit the block, make it hot, shake 'em down. We go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op. And we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock. Friday night, gotta rest, in the morning, hit the block, shake 'em down. We go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op. And we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock.
Hit the block, make it hot, they be shocked, that's a wop. Watch a doctor, head chop, body drop, get the mop. This a jam, this a bop, for the flock, top of top. How much love, that's a lot, on the quest, not a yacht. Got a Glock, it don't pop, that's a prop. Nigga stop, ain't no fear in the mirror, check your spirit watch. We just pick a corner, we any money more. From here to California, we pull up and it's a corner. Kamikaze sliding like conveyor bells. If you try to play the prophet, you gon' play yourself. Saturday to day, we on the way with hell. Big soldier, we take orders like okay, what else? Check the stats, all facts, never cap. We be everywhere we at, on the map, in the trap. Me and Ja, back to back, boots black, script strap. Listens with that this and that. Friday night, take a nap. We wake up, it's a wrap.
Sabbath morning, rise and shine, hit the block, make it hot, shake 'em down. We go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op. And we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock. Friday night, gotta rest, in the morning, hit the block, shake 'em down. We go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op. And we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock. Sabbath morning, rise and shine, hit the block, make it hot, shake 'em down. We go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op. And we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock. Friday night, gotta rest, in the morning, hit the block, shake 'em down. We go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op. And we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock.
Hey, shalom, shalom. We're back. We are back. We're back from the break. Back from the break. All right. So, real quick, I said I was going to use the book you guys helped us to get. I'm going to use it. Jews, Visigoths, and Muslims in Medieval Spain. Jews, Visigoths, and Muslims in Medieval Spain by A. M. Roth, Brill Books. All right. So, page 15, first and foremost. I'm going to set the tone real quick. And I will finish this page before this day is over. This show is over. Page 15. It's brand new, so I had time to underline. Hold on. Hold on.
So remember, this is the rise of Esau coming back into power. Remember in Malachi 1:4, they said, "We are desolate, but we will come back and rebuild the desolate place." I'm paraphrasing, but this is the prophecy. This is what's going on.
Yep.
All
So rebuild the desolate places goes back to the deadly wound was healed. Same thing. Start at it is of course, like all regarding the Jews. Watch this.
Of course, like all medieval Christian writers, Isidore's works are replete with examples of allegory and prefiguration of the Bible.
Watch. So remember the whole doctrine about how when Hamites the black skin is a curse of Ham. Watch this.
For example, the biblical ham signifies the Jews.
What?
The biblical ham signifies the Jews.
How?
Who derive both the incarnate and dead Christ.
So the biblical ham signifies the Jews means that they were black. That's what it means. Biblical ham signifies the Jews means that they're black. Black people. That's what it means. Now, go to the next page. I want you to get page 36. 36. No. Do I want that? No, get page 167. Page 167. I don't want that yet.
Man.
Page 167.
Oh, the bomb guy?
Officially, man. It's your first and last day, man.
The bomb guy dropping bombs on points that shouldn't be dropped. Esau came back in power.
Boom. Damn.
Right.
You're fired.
Oh, man.
And the voice of Donald Trump, you're fired.
Damn. Page 167. We're going to read the Almahad ruler.
The worst, man. Damn. Sorry, bro. Apologize, bro. Can't keep you.
Don't read Isaac.
Your broom, man. You know what I'm saying?
Where we at, D?
Isaac El-Fasi.
This page 167?
Yeah. Go up. Isaac El-Fasi. You should see Isaac L.
That's 166.
167.
Come on, brothers.
That's 168 right there.
Right there. Read that.
Isaac El-Fasi was asked about those who wish to make clothing, such as the ganina or janina, meaning uncertain, made of linen, as is yet the custom in many places in Spain, or to make a kind of line of or fringe on their cloaks.
Or fringe on their cloaks.
That's a bomb.
Go ahead.
Which is called in Arabic hali, ornament. The question was whether this was permitted because of the biblical prohibition against mixing threads. If such a garment was of wool or decorated with linen and sewn with silk, the rabbi replied that if the threads were actually bound or sewn together, as in garments called alai and asterisk, possibly an error for atriza, and embroidery, it is forbidden. Clothing restrictions of any kind were not apparently imposed upon Jews until the Almohad invasion.
So we were allowed to wear our fringes and so forth when we was in Spain. But then the Almohads, our people, came in under that Islam crap and started instituting clothing restrictions. Go ahead.
The so-called Pact of Umar was, of course, a forgery apparently not even known in Al-Andalus. The single exception to the lack of clothing restrictions prior to the Almohads is in a 12th century manual of Seville. Above, chapter 4. As to the situation just after the Muslim conquest of 711, there is little evidence. Fatal believed that the chief restriction was to prevent the dhimmi from imitating the apparel of Muslim soldiers. Christian sources confirm that certain restrictions were imposed in early Muslim Spain.
Come on.
The earliest reliable reference appears in a 9th century manual of Hizbah market ordinances, but it refers to a case in Al-Quran, North Africa, rather than in Al-Andalus, concerning Christians and Jews who mix with Muslims without wearing either a rika, which is a paper or cloth distinguishing sign, or the zunar, a sash.
Right, so they wore like things that we wore clothing to distinguish Muslims from Jews. Go ahead.
The Andalusian judge gave his opinion that they should be whipped or imprisoned and also paraded through the Christian or Jewish quarter to warn others. None of this proves that such laws were enforced in El-Andalus itself. However, the Almohad ruler, Abu Yusuf Yaqub, 1184 to 1199, is said to have introduced at the end of his reign an innovation with regard to the shukla, or shikla, a cloak-like garment of the Jews, because they were dressing like Muslims, and even like the most noble of them, in a manner which made them indistinguishable from the servants of Allah.
So the Jews and Muslims wore similar clothing, damn near identical. But we did have fringes on our clothes. Go ahead.
Therefore, Jews were henceforth required to dress in the fashion of mourning among Muslims, dark blue or black.
You were only allowed to wear dark blue or black. Go ahead.
And the size of the sleeves they could wear was limited, only long enough to reach the feet. And they were required to wear black cloaks, probably the Toulousian, and black caps.
Right, so that was the difference. So we had clothing restrictions and ordinances, but the point is that we did dress very, very closely together. Okay, and then we did have fringes. We had up top. We did have fringes as well. What else I want to do to get? Is that it? Yeah. So now, give me that video. Give me that video. Watch, this is a show on Netflix. I'm not sure what the show is called. Those of you who know what it's called or are watching, please post it in the comments. It'd be most helpful. But I just had this video for a while.
It's called The Spanish Princess.
The Spanish Princess. Thank you. Watch this. Disclaimer, don't forget. Watch this. I'm going to show y'all. You got to listen. The audio quality is kind of bad, so just try to turn it up and listen carefully what they say.
Y'all got it? Huh?
Man, he did now. Sound, can you hear it?
Being made without you. Then someone must translate, and perhaps your overseeing it will aid your acceptance that the alliance is being made without you.
Bendibli is not a marriage. You said so yourself. My father could still change his mind before Princess Mary weds in law.
Pause. See the black girl in the back? We'll wind it back. See the black girl found behind him in the back? I believe this is after he lost.
And turn the volume up some.
Yeah, the audio's bad here.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Go ahead.
Before Princess Mary weds in law.
That's boy right there's good.
In law. And Harry is not yet in Spain. So he is not yet married either.
Prince Harry's whereabouts is not your province.
The king and myself are both great-great-grandchildren of John of Gaunt, our royal ancestor who bequeathed us the throne. Whereas you, my lady, are John of Gaunt's great-grandchild. You have a stronger claim to the English throne than either your son or grandson. If only women were allowed to rule here as in Spain.
That is treason.
I only observe that given your intellect and ambition, were it not for your sex, you could have been the greatest queen of England.
You know what you want. So go with it. Mama. Yes, sir.
Watch.
So, you live again at the palace?
Your mistress torments our infanta for her sport. How can you do the bidding of such a woman?
You defend a woman whose mother tormented our people. Moors and Jews, Isabella.
Pause.
Wow.
Our people. Rewind it. We says there again. She tormented our people. Moors and Jews. Again.
Bidding of such a woman.
You defend a woman whose mother tormented our people. Moors and Jews, Isabella. La Inquisición, no.
That's it. Our people.
Damn.
Moors. They tormented our people. Moors and Jews. He's talking to her. Our people were tormented. Moors and Jews. Moors and Jews.
That's bad.
That's what it says. Can't get around this, man. You cannot get around it.
No bomb drop.
That's what this book said. Brothers is lost over there. That's what this book said. Y'all fired. That's what this book said.
That's your official.
That it signifies ham. It says it's Jews.
Right.
Because they're black. That's on a Netflix movie. That's a Netflix show.
Damn.
Negroes watching that. What? Negro abused.
I'm confused.
Next scene.
Yeah, where the blunt at? It's all lost and confused. Now, let's give me the lineage. Give me angelfire.com, angelfire.com of the genealogy of Ferdinand, the second king of Aragon. This is the Visigothic rulers, the Spanish rulers that took over. Blow it up some if you can. I don't need none of that stuff there. Yep.
Hey, brothers, check the headsets. Check the headsets. Make sure they good.
Make sure everybody can hear us. I'm not trying to talk to myself. Now. All right. Blow it up. Move it up some more. That's as far as it can go. Huh? What you doing? No, the top. So blow it up some more. Just zoom it in. Damn. I can't even see that. All right, you see
I can see it, Deacon.
Sancho the Third. Right there. When you move over, you see Ferdinand right there to the left.
Right, Ferdinand the First.
Right, then go to the right. Who's that on the right?
Garcia.
Not Garcia, always to the right.
Romano.
Romano, okay, go down. You see Sancho right there again, the fourth. Circle letter right there. Go over. You see Alfonso right there. Go down. Alfonso the sixth. Keep going. See, go down to Sancho the sixth right there. These are all Alfonso's friends. See, and go over to the left. You see Alfonso the eighth. The seventh. It's in Sancho the third, right in the bottom.
Portugal, Barcelona.
Yes, go over. You see Sancho the seventh over there to the right. Move all the way over again. Move over to the right. Alfonso the second right there, right? Go down. You see Alfonso the, there's a ninth?
Yeah, the ninth.
The ninth right there. Then the 10th from the bottom. Move it over. Alfonso the eighth, go over. See right there? Keep these names in mind. Go down, House of Castile. This is Alfonso the 10th. This is the same family. You have Alfonso the 10th right there, right? Sancho the 6th, fourth was that fifth? What is the hell is
The
that?
fourth, the fourth.
The fourth. Thank you. Yeah, whatever. Latin stuff. Fourth, Fernando the fourth, Alfonso the 11th. See that? Alfonso again. These two families tie together. Watch it lead to. Watch it lead to. Go down. Move it to the right. That's it. Okay, good. Go down. You see, last but not least, look down. Ferdinand. And go to the left. Isabella. Ferdinand and Isabella. That's their lineage. That's their lineage. These are the relatives of Pelayo, Alfonso, Sancho. That's them. Both of their lineages tie together. Okay? Isabella and Ferdinand. You see that? So that's their lineage. They come from a long line of Alfonsos and Sanchos and Ferdinands. Go back up to the top. To the very top. Sancho, third. Ferdinand the first. Go over to the right. What's that name right there to the right? Romano?
Romano.
That's all I want. So, go out of that. Go to the image, Prescott. So who are these people? King Ferdinand and Isabella are the ones who are solely responsible for the expulsion of the Jews and Moors. Same people that you saw in that show, who are consanguineous in relation, blood related, same people. Those are the ones that funded Columbus's voyage to this side of the world.
Right.
Right there. King Ferdinand, you see Prescott's history of Ferdinand and Isabella. Read that.
The opening sections discuss the rise and nature of the Castilian and Aragonese constitutions.
Mm-hmm.
And here, very many deficiencies of previous historians are supplied. The Gothic power fell from public and private degeneracy. Spain, like Capua, avenged herself on her conquerors by her seductions. They became luxurious and unwarlike, divided amongst themselves.
That's us. We became luxurious. We became unwarlike and divided amongst ourselves. We got lazy and stupid and fat and rich. Go ahead.
By the rival factions of claimants to the crown, they could not stand. The persecuted Jews carried into Africa.
Whoa. The persecuted Jews carried where?
Into Africa.
Carried into Africa. Go ahead.
The secret of their oppressor's weakness.
The secret of their oppressor's weakness. Go ahead.
The African descendants of those expelled from Spain.
Wait, stop. Wait a
that's
minute. Wait a minute. We gotta stop there for a moment. The African descendants of who? Read it from the top again.
The persecuted Jews.
So how can persecuted Jews be of African descent? Because the Jews were black, living in Africa. That's what the book is saying. Read it from the top.
The persecuted Jews carried into Africa the secret of their oppressor's weakness.
Go ahead.
The African descendants of those expelled from Spain by the Romans.
Expelled from Spain by who?
The Romans.
We were expelled from Spain by the Romans? I thought the Romans was in Italy. How are there Romans in Spain? Because King Ferdinand and Isabella and Pelayo and them are Romans. That's Rome. Those are Romans. Spaniards are Romans. The conquistadors were Romans. Esau, Romans. Go ahead.
Like the modern Moors.
Like the modern Moors. Now he's calling them Moors. African descendants, Jews, Moors. Go ahead.
Never relinquished their hopes of reconquest.
Never won back Spain. We fell and fell hard. Hard. And we still down today.
That one little.
That one paragraph is just damaged by itself. But it says Spain expelled from Spain by the Romans. Romans, Italy. How are we expelled from Spain by Romans? Because Romans were ruling there. The Visigoths, the Vandals are Romans. Can I prove it? Remember we read earlier, Paleo was a what? Hispano-Roman.
Right.
We read that earlier in Wikipedia, but somebody else said Wikipedia. I know. I got you. Get me Revelation 13 and 7. Oh, we got 5 minutes. Shoot. Revelation 13, 7.
The book of Revelations, chapter 13 and verse 7.
Uh-huh.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
Right. He rose again. We shall rebuild and return and build the desolate places. Jump to verse 12.
Verse
We shall
12.
overcome the saints. The saints is the Israelites. That's us. They overcame us and expelled us out of Spain and Portugal. And eventually that led into what? The transatlantic slave trade, which tied into the trans-Saharan slave trade with the Arabs that waited for us. When we fly to Spain, we ran to the Arabs. Verse 12.
Verse 12. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him.
Rome. He exercised the power of the first beast, the Catholic religion. The ideology is the same people. He exercises the first power of the first beast. Go ahead, read again.
And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast,
Rome,
whose deadly wound was
who
healed.
fell but now rose again as Spain, Portugal, under King Ferdinand and Isabella. These were Romans, descendants of Romans. Paleo was a Roman. Roderick was a Roman, a different sect of Romans. But they they had different ideologies from the other Roman Empire, but they were still Romans. Religiously adverse Romans.
Remember before also, when they went into the caves, they were speaking Latin.
Right. They were speaking Latin, and they lost it and started speaking what? Mixtures of Arabic and Latin, which is Spanish. Cave Spanish. One more. Give me Conquest of Spain. Page 404. I'm gonna end it on this. No, give me Conquest of Spain. Conquest. Page 404. We almost done. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm not gonna have time to finish this whole page. I don't mind. Page 404. We're gonna end that army. Go ahead. We're gonna start at end that army. Start from the top.
Blow it up. All right. La Cueva de Cavadonga. The principality of the Asturias.
The cave of Covadonga. That's what Paleo and them rose again. That germ that rose again. Go ahead.
The El Principado de las Asturias comprises a narrow strip of territory on the Bay of Biscay.
Biscay is where we rule. Biscay is the Basques. Biscay's named after us. The Basques is Biscay. Go ahead.
Containing about 310 square leagues. It is separated from Leon on the south by the Asturian mountain range. While on
range, where they came from. Go ahead.
While on the north, a narrow fringe of hills carries the elevated terrace down to the bay coast.
Bunch of caves, mountains. Go ahead.
Its inaccessible and remote situation had made it one of the last regions of the world's penetrated by the Roman eagles.
By what?
Its inaccessible and remote situation had made it one of the last regions of the world penetrated by the Roman eagles.
Go ahead.
And it was always indocile to the dominion of the Goths.
Come on.
It was in this territory that Paleo.
Who?
Paleo.
Who?
Paleo.
Paleo. Go ahead.
Gathered from the scattered defiles and rock crevices the material for his new army.
He gathered out of the caves his new army.
Rock crevices.
Crevices, the rock crevices.
Yeah, they go dip.
Right.
There was dip in those rocks.
I showed y'all the pictures
Damn.
of them caves. Go ahead. And he's buried there. They took his body and put him in there. And his son, Alfonso, there. Go ahead.
Deke, you want the rest of this?
Yes, keep going.
It was mostly in the extreme. The representatives of every race that had lived in Spain, speaking a jargon of dialects, but with that cordial understanding, which springs from a community of danger.
Here we go.
Here were the representatives of the ancient Celtic blood and the more ancient Iberian commingled in the Celtiberian. Celtiberian. Here were the.
So you have one group that was initially there. That was us. The more ancient Iberian commingled in the Celtiberian. That's us Israelites. Remember that long ago? Yep. That's Israel that resided there. That came there later on and mined the mines and so forth and got the Britons and got the tin. That was us who got there. And then more of us came later on. Then what happened?
Here were the representatives of ancient Celtic blood and the more ancient Iberian, commingled in the Celtiberian.
Watch this.
Here were the descendants of the Roman conquerors.
The what?
Here were the descendants of the Roman conquerors.
Here were the descendants of the Roman conquerors. Go ahead.
Sons of the Legion Gemina, which gave its name to the territory.
Sons of the Legion Gemina, which gave its name to the territory. So who was the Legion Gemina? Real quick, give me that Wikipedia. Legio X11 X13 Gemina.
Somebody on the comments said the Department of Education need to give my money back.
Oh, man. With interest.
Right. Legio Gemina, read that.
The Legio, the 13th Gemina. English, the 13th Twin Legion, was a legion of the Imperial Roman Army.
Was a what?
Was a legion of the Imperial Roman Army.
Go ahead.
It was one of Julius Caesar's key units in Gaul.
It was one of Julius Caesar's key units in Gaul. Go ahead.
And in the Civil War, and was the legion with which he famously crossed the Rubicon on January 10th, 49 BC.
Go ahead.
The legion appears to have still been in existence in the 5th century AD. Its symbol was the lion.
You know this damn demon got a truck called Rubicon, a Jeep.
Oh yeah, they do.
Go ahead, read that.
Legio the 13th was levied by Julius Caesar in 57 BC. I'm sorry, under the late Republic. Legio the 13th was levied by Julius Caesar in 57 BC before marching against the Belgi in one of his early interventions in intra-Gallic conflicts.
So. Click Gail real quick. Gail, go back up real quick. Go up to the top. Top to top where it says Gaul. Right, to click that. Where's that at? Where is Gaul? See what it says? Celta. What does it say? Celtica. Remember Celtiberian? Go down. History of France. That's Septimania. Go down. See what it says there?
Gaul. Latin, Gallia, was a region of Western Europe first described by the Romans. It was inhabited by Celtic tribes, encompassing...
That was us there. Go ahead.
Encompassing present-day France, Luxembourg, Belgium, most of Switzerland, and parts of northern Italy, the Netherlands, and Germany, particularly the west bank of the Rhine.
You know what's odd about this? Those names? That's the EU.
Right.
That's the 10 horns.
I was thinking
about to say that.
That's the 10 horns. Esau took all that over and became the 10 horns. In Revelation 13. That's them by name.
That's crazy.
But we had those lands first. So when Rome rose up, they took all that from us. All those areas, they took from us. We conquered them in those areas, and they took it back and became the 10 horns. Deadly wound was healed. All right? So, I'm going to end it on there. I'm going to end it right there. I'm going to end it there. Yeah, I'm going to end it there. Yeah, just read page 404. Finish it up. This is a very small paragraph. Finish that up. We're going to read with them, page 404, with them, and we're going to end at 405 Spaniards, and we'll wrap it up. With them were scattered families of.
With them were scattered families of Suevi.
Suevi is an ancient term for, I believe, Spain. Suevi. Go ahead. Wait, make sure. Let me make sure. I wrote it down in my Bible years ago. Suevi. Suevi is... Hold on. Yep, Spain. Suevi and Vandals. That's Spain. Go ahead. Spain. Go ahead. Suevi.
With them were scattered families of Suevi and Alans. And many sons of the fair-haired Goths.
Fair-haired Goths. That's the fair-haired Goths. That's the white. Yeah, black Goths and white Goths. Go ahead.
Who Moors had been made, and thus in 717.
Who had conquered all. 4 or 5.
No, he gave me the wrong. I'm sorry, he gave me the wrong page. Come on, man.
You don't have 4 or 5? I'll read it. Who had conquered all the conquerors and ruled the land for 3 centuries. They conquered the Jakes that were in there. It says, among them were gigantic warriors bearing Gothic swords which had been rusting since the battle of at the Guadalete, and mountaineers armed only with rude spears, axes, and scythes. Thus the reconquest was to be made, not by the Goths or by any one people, but by the conglomerate Spaniards. So they all joined forces, these Edomites, all living in caves that were conquered, all joined forces to fight and take back Spain again. The 2 different families. You had Aragon on one, I think, and Leon the other. But it's Isabella's family and Ferdinand's family, related, all come together and help fight and overthrow us. We got expelled. All right? So that's pretty much that. I'll wrap it up on there. We're gonna continue with the rise of Esau Rome. So hope y'all enjoyed the class. Shout out to the IT team. Great job. Except for the bombs, you're fired.
Yo.
Like as of today, you're fired. Damn. And the breakfast team. All praise to the Lord for y'all. Thank you very much, brothers.
All praise. Let's give Deacon a hand for that class. That thing was amazing. All praise to the Most High.
All praises.
Hey, Israel, if you like what you hear, make sure you go on Our Hidden History Radio YouTube channel to find all the classes that Deacon has done over the past few months. We're on chapter 24, so we have a lot of classes that he's did. Also, follow us on IUIC Philadelphia in the classroom to get Deacon's radio shows that he's done with Revive, and also Captain Joel's classes on the Indian slave trade, which is more to come with that. Make your donations if you want to donate to the Our Hidden History equipment or book fund. Go on PayPal and donate to iuic.newjersey@israelunite.org, and also help with the Booster Club fund to help with the leadership travel, which is iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org. All praise to the Most High.
Hey man, hey Cap, we miss you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
miss
sir.
You, Cap. This man got Suarez here. He ain't in Cap's seat. He ain't saying nothing.
Damn.
I can't interrupt Cap. Damn.
Damn.
I want to say something, but
that's a heavy seat to fill right there, man.
Damn.
You know, but yeah, Cap, you was missed today, so
Lord's will next week. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, Lord's will next week. See you next week, man. All right.
Levi got a book today.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Levi and Gad. All praise to the Lord.
Oh man. But we still miss you, Cap.
All right. Yeah, just let it go, you know. But all right, Israel. Say shalom.
All right, shalom. Until next time. Shalom. See y'all then.
Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Enemies are teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know history?